Hello, everybody. We should be live. I haven't checked the stream. Are we
Hello.
actually live?
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I see myself. Perfect. Let me transition the thingy over. Okay, cool. So welcome to session 7 of Emoris, everybody. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome, welcome. We should have a nice little fun session here tonight. It's going to be mostly roleplay, picking up the pieces of last game. But if we get to combat, we'll get to combat. But I don't want to delay this anymore. There's no Civil War this week. It's next week on Wednesday. So your next Forge Breaker production will be Emoris next Monday. Anyone announcements? Hi, Daito's mom.
Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Hi,
Mom.
Mom.
Hello.
Hi, Luna.
I don't know. She's in the chat right now. Yeah. Hello,
Probably.
people. Luna and I think Silver
Hello,
Fox. I
everyone
saw.
else in the chat.
Hey, Lunar.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Long time
Silver
no
Fox
see.
is my husband.
Oh.
Hello, Kem's husband.
Hi, Cam's son.
Hello, Silver Fox. Hey, Jim Bob.
Hi, Jim.
Jim Bob.
Apollo.
Alright,
Hey, look at all
125.
these
Look at
all these old names.
Look at all these equal viewers that are coming in. Actually, some of them
Everyone
shared
meet
with you,
Mr.
Grizz.
Scary.
No, they can't see. Wait.
Hey, Chris,
Hold
did you
them
get
up
me
again.
anything for
Oh no!
20th birthday?
I forgot about that.
There it is.
I got you a personalized message. Ready? Happy birthday. Oh, that's copywritten, right? Happy
Not anymore.
birthday.
Yeah, you can say that one.
Yay.
It's
Yes,
open to
you
me
are
now.
correct.
Tell him that you'll make him a Shirley Temple. That's what he wants.
You can
I
have
forgot
Shirley
how to make
Temple.
one. Perfect. Right, so since we're here, I don't want to delay anything because we're a bit late starting. So who's ready to jump in?
I'm ready
Woo!
to jump into the deep end, because that's where I'm going to be going here shortly.
Perfect.
You might
All
try
right.
the rest of us there with you.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be interesting
You
to see how
don't
this
know yet.
cliffhangers do. All right, so previously on
Best.
Emoris, our resident group of adventurers had been investigating a recent murder in the small desert town of Bigdaki. You had discovered the involvement of an underground cult, I can't speak, talk for a living, of werewolves that had been secretly infecting the local townspeople. Once in an insurgence that was about 90 years ago, I believe, and there is another one happening today. You had several run-ins with different groups of wolves before eventually learning the location of their leader, who was an elven man with a stark labyrinth-like tattoo covering his whole body, named Geralta. And he had set up shop underground next to the town's well in their water source. So you left Mazor behind, you opted to travel there alone and deal with the threat yourselves, and you fought said elf, who later turned out to be a were-tiger, and two of his wolf lackeys that accompanied him before many new develops happened. Isabel turned into a weird, crazy creature. Alakian had some strange sputterings
Metal.
of random verbal outbursts. Thyra knocked someone out. It was pretty cool. But you killed him, and you killed his friends, and you got a couple of cool things from that. Namely, one special, interesting chest and one flower pot. Those of you know who have them.
Actually, that's a good point. Who actually took the chest? Who was
I
that?
have
Who
the
took the
chest.
Who took the flower pot?
Lakian did.
Good luck getting that back.
Of course.
Yeah, no shit.
It's either a leaking their way to take the flower pot for very different reasons.
Very, very different
Yeah.
reasons.
I
Waves
give
feel like I got myself a flower.
I give items with specific people in mind. I'm interested to see what will happen with it. But anyway, so you fought the dude, you killed him, and you left his underground secret lair and returned back up to the Target office where you met up with Mazor, who offered to take you all out for drinks, which you did. There was a lot of backstory unveiling in that late night session and asking for drugs.
Yeah. The most important, but backstory, nah. Drugs,
Front story is where it's at.
yeah.
So
I'm all about that side story.
I like the inside story. That's my favorite thing. Anyway,
Oh.
this recap is so weird. I'm in a weird mood today. I'm sorry.
Weird mood is good for D&D.
This is very true.
So Mazur got drunk and eventually left. And you all opted to return to the Target office with his keys. You spent the night there, and while you did, Alakian, as you were meditating, you had a strange vision that occurred to you in your meditative stance that revealed many things. You're not sure what they mean, but they revealed many things. And you all awoke as Alakian had fallen to the ground, picked himself up, and was now pacing back and forward. Upon Thyra trying to comfort him, he turned around to her and said in Orcish, and asked who she was. And that is where we're going to pick up. So as you all are sort of standing around in the Tarket office, it's dingy, it's dark. I mean, it is still nighttime out there. There is like a gentle breeze outside that just like ever so slightly just gives a little bit of atmosphere. There are like gentle peaks of moonlight that are just seeping through the boards, or the holes in the boards over the windows. The building is like ever so slightly creaking and shifting as the wind goes by. But apart from that, you hear no sign of life outside. It is pitch quiet, and Alakian is looking at Thyra, having just said his phrase. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna take my hands off of him.
Mhm.
I will hold out a hand. My name's Thyra. I say that in common.
Still in Orcish, I'm just looking at you directly in the eyes, like, I know who you are, but who are you really? I've noticed your eyes change. I've noticed many things about you. There's something that you're not telling us.
I told you all about the eyes changing earlier. If you listen, then you'll hear. And I'm answering his questions in common.
So the rest of you all hear her answers, but Alakian is speaking in. You understand it to be Orcish because Thyra is understanding it, but it is just a strange sound of like guttural grunts and a little bit of tongue clicking here and there. You don't have any idea what he's saying apart from what she's responding.
My biggest issue with you is that you've hurt us of your own free will.
It wasn't my free will.
How so?
If I knew the answer to that, I could tell you.
What are y'all talking about?
He wants to know why my eyes change when I get really angry when I fight.
Why is he speaking in that weird way?
He has ears, ask him.
Hey, Alkane. Why are you speaking that way?
It's Alakian. It's not Elakane. He's been tolerating that enough.
What do you mean he?
Let's just say Alakian's got more than one passenger on his ride.
Oh. Wait, this
Yeah.
whole time I've been
Now
saying your
he's
name
hearing
wrong?
Voices.
This whole time I've been saying his name wrong.
Yes, many of you have been.
Well, shit.
Wade, the voice comes back to you once more. This is weird. I don't know what's going on, but is he like us or is he something else?
Yeah, Kev, I'm starting to piece this all together. I think we were all collected in that
Uh-oh.
fighting pit because we all talk to ourselves in our head.
Oh, well, no, see, you don't talk to yourself, you talk to me. I'm a person.
Right,
It's different.
But you know what I meant.
Although, you know what? I think Izzy speaks to someone else too. I don't think that's her.
That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
yeah.
I'm saying, Izzy talks to herself, well, or, something else, Elkane's clearly got things going on in his head. Thyra, that must be where the rage comes from. It must be somebody else. It's just all making
that's
sense.
crazy. Who does Free talk to?
I don't know. That one's a enigma wrapped in.
Are you sure we were all
mystery.
brought there for that reason? I think she's pretty sane. I don't know about that one.
What do we really know about Free?
That's a good point. You should ask her if she has any voices in her head next time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm detracted from the moment. Please, pay attention to Alekian.
So if you're not a Elakian, who are you?
That's not important right now. What is important is that we've all got a vested interest here. Lakian wants to live, we want to live. It's a little, you know.
All right,
vested
first
interest,
question.
shall we say.
Are you going to kill us or?
No, a Lakian seems to enjoy your company, so that's enough for me.
Well, no reason to fucking fret every day. And Isabel just thump, lie back down.
You're not gonna hurt
And-
Elakian, are you? He's okay.
No, we are one and the same, so to speak.
How many of you are there then?
That's for a Lakian to find.
Okay.
Okay. On the count of 3, if you have a voice in your head, raise your hand.
No.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, as Wade, you say your phrase and no one raises their hand at all.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. Okay.
You're an awful strange one, aren't you?
Not as weird as you. You got different people in your head. That's kind of weird.
Not saying I'm not, but
When Wade says that, I look at him pointedly.
Right? Just staring like.
Wait, is there something you need to tell us?
No. I think this is a Lakian there. I think we should be focusing on him.
No, please go right ahead.
I need to go to sleep. Can we talk
You know
about this in the morning?
Sleep's a good idea. I'm okay with that.
No. Just grabs her bedroll and goes lays down in a corner. Done.
Yeah, Frigga goes to find a nice corner that's relatively cleaner and well boarded up than the rest of the office. Wade, are you gonna go find a place to curl up to?
Yes.
I'm gonna
You
go
do
back
same.
to the desk and
As you turn around, I'm just gonna put a hand on your shoulder, and just again in Orcus, just like we're watching, and then a Lakian.
she just goes and sits down.
Okay, so Wade and Free, that concludes your watch. Is anyone taking next watch, or are we all
Oh.
just gonna go sleep?
Isabel will take next watch if someone else wants to take next watch with her.
I mean, I can take the next watch. It's fine.
Alright.
Sure.
She's awake. Ira's awake already.
So instead of
Isabel and Thyra.
falling asleep, you lay down and just sort of covered your ears with the bedroll, just not bothering to deal with anything of this nature right now. Maybe 5-10 minutes later, Free and Wade decide to curl up, and you both rise. So I would like either both of you or one of you with advantage to roll perception checks.
Clara, please roll with advantage. Because I think I have a +1 to perception, and it's terrible.
So do I take the natural 20 or do I take the natural 20?
I think go for the natural 20 because that sounds like it's the higher one.
Okay.
But the natural 20, though, the
So-
other one.
So it would be a total
20.
of 26.
26.
I want those die.
Yeah, you ever played like The Last of Us where Joel has old man hearing, where he can like just hear
Oh, yeah.
people through walls and they just pop up? That's kind of like what you do. As you sit there and concentrate, you can like see through the walls. Thankfully, nothing is
Oh.
out there.
Guess who's back?
But
Oh,
Is it-
no, she's not coming up. Yeah, it's Annie. See?
Doggo.
It's a doggo.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you both sit there, you don't notice anything at the moment.
I can hear everybody breathing.
Yeah, you hear. I can see everything.
Yeah, like you hear like a mile across town. 39, 40, 41. You hear everything here.
Where are those damn keys?
The
Honestly.
other side of town. Where are those goddamn?
Oh no! Another dog coming in. Oh.
Izzy, what do you think we'll find in that pit?
A lot of dead bodies and perhaps a little bit of coin. I don't know. Excited to find out though. What about you?
I don't know. I kind of think there's a little bit more down there. Something missing. Maybe we'll find it. Maybe we'll find a bunch of authoritative figures. Hopefully they don't beat us to it.
Well, if they do. Oh, this is Rufus, by the way.
Hi, Rufus.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Dealing with the animals. Perhaps we will, perhaps we won't. And just. Look, fuck it. We're strong. We're probably stronger than them, so we can just push them down and take it to the shit.
That's your thing, I guess.
Aye,
Not.
it
I'm
works.
not
Does
really
work for
into
me.
mugging. I don't
Well,
really.
you obviously haven't lived very long, have you? Yeah, you get used to doing things you don't like to do.
Didn't say I didn't like it. I said I didn't need to.
All right, point to you.
I mean, I like pushing people down.
Then you take their stuff.
It's the taking the
Afterwards.
stuff that I don't need to do.
Well, maybe you don't, but I'll do it. I'm sure the fucking elf. I'm actually not so sure anymore. Hey. You okay?
Yeah.
What happened? Let me
So
see the Discord.
I've been seeing you eat these weird bead things. Do you have any more of them?
I prefer to keep them for myself. They keep the thing in my brain happy. So,
I mean, you can keep it. Can I take a look?
sure. I'll pass her a bead of nutrient.
Yeah, you she passes over what is essentially kind of looks like a marshmallow, but it is more of a dull grey color. It's a little bit squidgy, but once you get past the squidgy exterior, it is a little bit harder.
Does it look like anything similar to what we have back home? Or what I have back home?
You would have to specify because I'm not sure off the top of my head what you are talking about. DM me on Discord what you mean. So as not to spoil anything.
Not spoiled for you.
Right. No, you get the sense that this is less organic and more synthesized. It doesn't appear to have any of the same properties that you can visibly notice.
This is quite interesting. I've never seen anything like it. I
I
give
picked
back.
it up. I picked it up from a trader just coming through town one day. It's been useful. I'm on its out now, so I have to find someone again to get this shite.
If you can
So.
find something that works. How many more do you have left?
Aye. Oh, not sure.
I think you have 3. I think you have 3 left.
Yeah, I have like 2 or 3 left. Yeah.
You only have 3.
I only have 3.
That sounds not good, to be honest, but
Why do you think I'm eating bodies now? It's out of necessity, man.
It's those urges, man. I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it.
Yeah, just gonna eat the
Well-
corpses.
What does it do? Do you just
I-
take it and it shuts up?
I eat these and it's fed and I'm fed. It feeds us just like a full day of energy, just in a little bowl like that.
You know, if we go a little
It's
further
useful.
south, I might know someone who could help you.
All right, how do you do that?
I mean, we'll have to go a long way, but
Said how'd you do it?
Yeah, so is there anything else you guys would like to do on your watch?
Nope.
Great.
yeah, I would like to go get my rope that I left in the cell.
Right, sure, yeah, you can go and pick up the rope. Yeah, they will have detached it from the body of Rith. So yeah, you pick it up. It is still knotted and bound. Someone just appears to have pulled it off. But you pick up your rope back again. And you have
Are
it.
there a bunch of keys that Mazor gave me, or just like the one?
There is. Let me think. I believe there would be 7 or 8 keys.
I'm gonna just try them out on everything.
Okay, yeah. Most of them work on the various jail cells that are in the back room. One of them works on the back door in the jail room. One of them works on the front door. One of them works on the top drawer to Mazor's desk. And as you open it up, it is just mostly like files, quill, parchment, whatever. There is like a half-eaten donut in there that he appeared to have been eating today before you all picked up. But there's nothing of interest in there. That's pretty much it. You get through all of them.
I'm gonna reorganize this desk.
Okay.
Oh God.
You got a Mary Kondo his desk?
Sure, you spend... it won't take long, maybe like 20 minutes to fully reorganize his desk in a nice way. And that's what you spend the rest of your watch doing. Yeah, so Isabel, as you are sitting there, minding your own business, you hear your voice come back to you. It says, today was progress.
Alright, that's not terrifying in any way.
That's it. That's all it says.
Yeah. Isabel's used to it saying things and her being snarky and it doesn't say anything back.
Yep. But you have that little interaction there. As the rest of your watch concludes, nothing eventful happens. You are, just hanging around. Thyra, you do reorganize Mazor's desk. You can wipe off a little bit of dust that's collecting on the very edges. Looks nice. Real nice. And yeah, your watch concludes fairly uneventful. So, as you finish up, you can go and wake up Alakian, or you can do whatever. Who is probably actually already
Sure.
up by now, because he
I'm
only meditates for 4
I'm
hours.
probably up
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
I'm going to take a sheet of paper off of a desk, ball it up, and throw it at him and go, "Oi, elf, you're up for watch."
thanks. I was already awake, but
Just letting you know that you have to pay attention now. You can't sit around not doing shit. Now I'm gonna lie down underneath the desk I had claimed and sleep.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go back to to Mazor's desk, and I'm gonna sleep where I was before I got woken up.
Yeah, you put your feet up on the desk as it is less cluttered now, nice and cleaner, and it is more comfortable. So yeah, Alay can go ahead and make a perception check for me.
aye aye, Captain. That is a 9.
Good to know. So yeah, as you begin your watch, what would you like to do? If anything.
Sit and just wonder what the fuck happened while I was breathing.
Okay. Sure. Instead of going into a meditative stance, you more just sit there and contemplate the vision. You remember aspects of it. You know, the things that stand out being the different viewpoints that you had at different heights, emotions that you felt, that eye that formed in the night sky. Yeah, you sit there and just contemplate on what happened.
On that note,
Mm-hmm.
From me looking down, did it look like each time I got pulled back to pretty much directly above where we're at now, or did it look like someplace different?
It would be hard for you to make out, considering that your attention will have been mostly focused on the eye itself. I will say you can go ahead and make well, it's not really a perception check. I'll say go ahead and make an intelligence check with disadvantage.
Okay. Click on the right thing. Said just straight intelligence check.
Straight intelligence.
Okay. That is a 12. That is an 11.
So yeah, you don't really recall exactly where you were. You were up high. All you know is that you were looking, into the void, and from what you could see down below, it just was the continent that you are on right now.
Okay.
So yeah, your watch goes mostly uneventful. The sun begins to rise midway through, and vague, rays of sunshine begin to peek through the window boards that are covering the outside. You do around maybe 2 hours into your watch, as sunlight, maybe an hour after sunlight breaks, you do hear a knock at the door, just some fiddling with the door handle, knocking again.
I'm just gonna sit and listen. I'm not gonna do anything because I don't know who it is.
Do any of us hear it as we're sleeping? Maybe moving up.
Thyra, what's your passive perception?
16.
I believe you have the highest. I would say anyone who has a passive perception of above 15 can hear it.
Nope.
Yep. I have a 16, so I would hear it.
So yeah, you hear the banging at the door, and it starts to rouse you. You don't hear the fiddling with the door handle, but you hear the banging at the door.
Who's there?
You hear a voice from the other side. It's Jasin. Is Mazur there?
He hasn't come in yet. Come back in about an hour or so.
Is your elf friend in there?
You gotta be a little more specific.
The shady one.
You gotta be a little more specific.
Yes, I'm here. What do you want?
Well, I'd like it if you'd let me
You're
in.
wanting your sword back, aren't you?
I'd like it. I'm also here to deliver your lockpicks.
I will go open the door.
I was gonna look over there and just
Sure.
come on.
Yeah, you unlock the door, and as you unlock it, you hear the as he pushes open the door as you unlock it, sort of straightens up. You're right. I have your your gift here. If I could take mine back, unless you want to pay for it.
Oh, no, I'm just gonna hand him the sword.
Yeah, he picks it back up.
After
And he,
last night, he's like, I don't fucking want to touch any shit right now.
Yeah, he reaches into a small like side pouch next to him and pulls out a small like little like wooden case that's about this big. Sort of hands it over. I believe we agreed on 8 gold for this.
Sounds about right, and I'll pull up my coin purse, hand him 8 gold.
Thank you very much. That's a pleasure doing business with you. You'll have to forgive my intrusion, but I heard from a good friend of mine that you were skipping town today, and I didn't want you to forget about your old buddy Jasin, did I? So,
I understand. I still would have come and saw you, but I understand.
I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm sure you would have. I'm just, can't be affording to lose 100 gold worth of a sword, and what with our werewolf problem going around, I figured I'd be better off defending myself in case anything happened. So, I appreciate your honesty there.
I see it's pretty early in the morning still.
Yeah, at this point it'd be like 7 or 8 in the morning.
Okay.
That's pretty early.
Yeah, Isabel will throw a boot at Jason.
Make an attack roll.
I was just gonna close the door in his face.
That's not great. I think that's I assume dexterity,
Yep.
which would be a 5.
Yeah. So you unbuckle your boot and like lift it up, and there's just leaving it about 2 feet away from you. He like looks back through the doorway and looks at you. Right. Well, I can.
Points to
tell
the
when
stands. Fuck off! I'm trying to fucking sleep.
I'm not wanted. Well, it's been a pleasure knowing you. Come back anytime, and I'll be here. So,
Excuse me.
thanks very much. Yes.
You asked for Mazar? Do you need to leave a note? A message?
Well, no, I was
did
just
you just
looking
want
for
this one?
him to back me up, and he pulls out a small piece of parchment. He goes, "Yeah, this was our letter from him that said that we could loan the short sword to your friend here. But I was just, in case you didn't want to give it back. I'm not sure
She's
that you
gonna
that
throw
you
her
wouldn't
other
have, but,
boot.
Make an attack roll.
Okay. That's an 18.
18 will hit. Yeah. So as he's talking to you, Thyra, you see like a small like female boot hit him in the side of the head, just above the eye. You're like, shit. All right. Well, I think
fuck off.
I better go before I get hit with any more boots.
Before he leaves, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna growl.
Bye now. Bye.
At
Bye.
him.
Bye now. Bye now. As I'm closing the door.
Yeah.
Okay, make an intimidation check, Thyra.
No, I'm growling at Isabel.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Did you
Well,
still
he
me to make an
smiles.
intimidation check?
Yeah, if you want.
Sure.
Fuck it. I'm gonna intimidate her right back. I'm gonna
20,
growl
21.
Okay, so 21 versus.
back. 17. You win this one.
It's not so much that it scares you, it's just that you're half asleep and you can't be bothered to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he smiles back to you, Thyra, and to you, Alakian, and he just sort of, as you're pushing him out, he picks up his step and walks out.
Have a good day.
Yeah, off he pops back to his shop.
As he's going out, is Mazor coming? Do I see him like walking down the street or anything?
Make a perception check.
I would also like to add that every
16?
time I've met that character, I've pretended to be the alter ego, like the second identity that Isabel has on in ready.
Mhm.
So this tiny little submissive woman just threw 2 boots at him and told him to fuck off.
He probably
I
couldn't
was
see you
thinking-
that well,
You
considering you were
threw
behind
Yeah.
the
Your
desk.
2 boots at him, so now you
I
have
did
no
the-
shoes.
They're still in the room.
But yeah, with a
I
16, you do not see Mazor. He
Okay,
is
I'm
not
gonna.
there at the
When
moment.
we close the door, I'm gonna make sure I lock it again.
Okay, you lock the door. And, yeah, so you guys can choose to go back to sleep for a little while or get up and do whatever. Up to you.
Is he still awake?
She's pretending to be asleep. She's trying to sleep. She's just like, damn it.
I'm gonna walk over to you, just tap you on the shoulder.
Okay.
I'm just tapping you on the shoulder until you respond.
Oh my lord.
What am I going to do? I am going to do my body is yours, and
Okay.
switch the parasite to my tongue.
Okay.
And after that minute passes, I'm going to turn around and attempt to intimidate him by roaring or growling in his face.
I think isn't intimidation the head?
I don't remember. I'll have to check. Whatever makes my intimidation
Look
better.
very quickly. I'm pretty sure intimidation is definitely head. I think persuasion and deception is the tongue.
I have to look at that. Yeah. So yeah, let's do head. Whatever makes me scary.
Sure. Yeah. So Alekin, as you sit there like prodding at Isabel, you see her like as she's lying there, suddenly like turn to you. As this like row of teeth and a long tongue just appears in front of her face. Go ahead and make an intimidation check. With your proficiency bonus or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That I said it was.
With advantage, don't we get an advantage on this?
Give me 1 second. Yes.
Cool, because I got a natural 1.
Yep, you got advantage on intimidation checks. You may use your strength
Yeah.
mod instead of your charisma mod if you would like.
I will not. My charisma and strength are identical. That is a unnatural 20.
Yeah, so I like it. It's pretty fucking scary. You can feel like a little bit of spittle hit you in the face and
Fine.
some nasty smell of rotten corpses.
Yeah,
God.
and then just
Damn it! I
Goes
just
back.
wanted to give you a high five for hitting him in the face, but fine, fuck you! But he turns around and walks away.
fuck you. As Isabel is trying to return the thing back to her normal face.
Yeah, as she goes and turns over, puts the blanket over her head, you feel
Yeah.
it slither back.
Don't get used to that.
And there you go. That's that. So you only get that for an hour. So that's it for the day.
Yeah, I know. I don't get the rest of the day.
You
was
just
worth
wasted
it.
like a. Oh my god.
I wasted a class of feature on to fuck with a Lakian, yes.
Wow.
I gotta upload this subclass to DM's Guild. I really do because this is a hell of a
It's
fun
fun.
one.
It's a lot of
Um,
fun.
So yeah, as most of you fall back asleep, eventually you wake up a couple of hours later. Mazor is still not there. It's early-ish in the morning. It's probably like 8:39. As you all arise.
I collect my boots.
You get up and collect your boots.
Yeah.
How much
So-
of a hangover do you think he has?
Probably not
well,
great.
if it was as noisy it was in here last night, probably very terrible.
I'm gonna go over to Free. I'm gonna rub her back. Just gently rub her back.
How bad is your headache?
Me? Or her?
No, her.
You seem.
I don't want to open my eyes.
Hey? I've been drinking since I was 12 fucking years old. You don't think I can handle a fucking hangover?
Only 12, man. That's weak.
I'm sure like 14 or some shit.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
How
No.
old's Silicane? I forget.
28.
Oh, okay, never mind. That's like 12 in elf years, whatever.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, in Elvish, yeah, I'm basically 10, but
I've never had a drink.
It's going to
Probably
change, eh?
not a good thing to start.
No, it's a great thing to start. Don't listen to them.
I,
You and me.
I don't think it's a
We're
good thing for
drinking.
me to drink.
Oh, you don't understand. I want you to drink. I want you to start punching random strangers in the bar.
Right?
I place bets.
I'd rather not.
that's my job.
What? You can have
I'd
two
rather
people
not the
starting
beasts come
fights.
out in a public place.
Yeah, he's whatever. So what's the plan for today? I'm still rubbing Freeze back through all this.
She's just like, yeah, okay, I'm happy with this.
Yeah. So what's the plan? Are we headed to see Mazor first, or heading to the pit and just leaving the keys like here, or
Mazor's gonna
let's-
still has to pay us.
no, he paid us already. He paid us last night.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Oh fuck, he didn't for that other thing, right?
So we have to wait for
We
him
went
to.
got drunk.
That is true. All right. Well, you have the keys, right?
Aye.
You know where that box says he has, right?
Aye.
So take the money and tell him know that we took the. No, that's a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
Hey, I like Mazor. I'm not gonna rob him.
I will
Normally
say,
I'd be all
Thyra,
for that
notably,
idea.
that one key was missing. The key to the
Okay.
bottom drawer of his desk was not there, but the key to the top drawer of his desk was.
Well, should we head over and check on him?
Probably, eh?
Probably.
We can probably stop at Vizlar's on the way there. It's on the way. Is it on the way?
It's very.
It's in the other direction.
We'll double back.
Why are we
We'll double
the other
back.
side of town. It's fine.
why are we going there?
make it on the way. The pit. The pit.
No, Vizlars.
It's large.
Oh, she said she was gonna look into something.
Hey, and
Oh.
Mm.
We'll wait for her to come
No!
back. Hold on.
wait for
There we go.
back.
I just
That's
wanted
that's
to
the
see if
creepy
she
old lady,
wanted to
right?
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a creepy old lady.
Are you talking about for the potions, the vials of lichen werewolf curing?
No. On our first day, I asked her for something. Asked her for something special. I just wanted to see if she was able to get it in such a short time. that we were
Oh,
here.
okay.
But alright.
Yeah, so where are you guys going first? And who's going where?
Mazor's then Mazor. Vizra, or
Vizor's
whatever her
then
name is.
Vizlar's.
Vizlars, that's it, Vizlars. Mazor then. Check, yeah, get our pay first, then go to the shop.
Okay, so you're all going to Mazor's first.
Yes,
I-
we're
Sure.
gonna wake up the hungover man.
Sure.
The angry hungover sheriff orc.
So you open the door and step out. The sun is hot. It's a hot day today, considering the gentle breeze that was passing through yesterday. There is very little breeze today. As you step out,
I'm gonna lock the door behind me.
okay, sure. Lock the door behind you. There is like a slight busyness to the town today, as the day is starting up, and yeah, you start walking towards Mazor's. It'll take you about 20 minutes to get there, I think was the time that we set on.
Okay.
As you are walking past Wade, you
I'm gonna
look
take out
fondly
some
on the
of my-
alleyway where you lost Daniel.
Fondly or
Only?
That's your last memory of him.
upsetly?
What were you doing, Farah?
Lovingly.
I'm eating some of the bread from the other day.
Okay, sure,
Oh,
yeah.
Thank God.
You keep
You
eating
reminded
some of
me.
I'm not gonna eat all of it. I'm like gonna break what I have in half, which is about half. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
nom on it on the walk.
I will say,
Feel free to just
Isabel,
eat the whole thing.
today you were not woken up by the voice saying hungry.
Oh. That's
so keep that in
new.
mind.
Talk about progress.
Oh,
Talk about progress. Yeah.
So as you walk along to Mazor's, you reach the smaller house with the 2 stories, and as you sort of walk up to it, the door opens, and Mazor sort of like stumbles out a little bit. He's upright, but he's still like a little bit wobbly, as he's like putting on bits of his armor that he is still in the process of equipping.
Well, hello.
Morning.
Oh,
Good
hey,
morning
it's
today,
on.
or-
Is it?
Yell.
He like puts his hand over his forehead. Hi. Hello.
I did leave you Oris some gold, eh?
Yep, I didn't forget about that. I'm going right now. Why aren't you back in the office? What time is it?
It's exactly
It's like
8:39.
9?
It's sun up o'clock.
I was
Okay.
gonna say like sun up a clock.
True.
Did you... He starts walking back. Did anyone come over? Anyone have any problems, or are we...
It's
Oh,
just
there were
the blacksmith.
so many people who had problems. We handled all of them.
We're literally the
think
best
that we're-
workers ever.
It's great.
Like,
You know
in
the
and out,
paperwork
20
as well?
minutes.
Paperwork's done. Some summary executions, but don't worry about that.
Right. Okay. I take it no one came then. Good.
It was the blacksmith. He came by
yeah.
to just talk
The
to
blacksmith
them.
came and got his sword.
Oh, good.
Right,
Good.
that's it.
God, it's so fucking bright out here. Okay. Let's go.
Do you live in a fucking desert?
My head hurts today.
So-
Please, I do
Kind
not
of wish
want
I had
your
the
whip.
dancing light scan trip just to be a dickhead.
God, they
I
do.
will punch
Just to be-
you.
We don't have it.
We don't have it, but it'd be hilarious.
Oh, man.
As you walk back to the Target office, thinking about all the possible mischief that you might have. Eventually, you do get back, and he goes to open the door. Keys.
All right. Come back to him.
What
You know,
keys?
a please wouldn't hurt every now and then.
Yeah, okay. And he unlocks the door.
All right,
opens it.
thank you.
Thank you. And he goes in and pulls out a different key from in like a side patch of his arm. He has to fiddle and look for it for a while, but he does find it and unlocks the bottom drawer of his desk and pulls out the familiar small lockbox. I said 10 gold for each of you, right?
What? You were cut out.
10 gold.
Each, yeah.
Aye, pretty sure.
Okay. And he starts pulling out gold and he doesn't have like pouches or anything to put it into, so he just puts it onto the table in little stacks. One of them falls over. He's like, oh shit. He keeps pulling them out until they're all done. Closes the lockbox and puts it back in the bottom drawer of his desk. As he like slumps back into the chair.
Are you gonna need these back? And I put the vial of the lycanthropy stuff on his desk.
Sure, I'll take them if you're giving them. Takes it and puts it back on the far end of his desk.
Wait,
I appreciate that.
I was kind of hoping to keep those just in case.
How many did you use?
Just
Two.
one.
How many did you
Just the one.
Collectively, it was two.
Two.
Because the Lakian
Oh.
uses two.
Oh, yeah, the one.
Oh,
that-
right, yeah, right, yeah,
The first night and then the
he was
second
there.
night.
No,
So
he used
you
one
were
Almost
after.
actually contracted lycanthropy, and then just both times didn't get it because
Now-
of the potion.
Mezor, would you mind if we kept one of these just in case we ever do run into some of these again? You
Make
do
a
have a
perception
way
check.
of making them now.
That
Alright.
is true, yeah.
Or at least give us the recipe.
That is a 12.
A 12? Okay. Yeah, he says, I'll let you keep one, but, we need all we can get for this particular issue.
That's
If you
fine.
wouldn't
One's all we need. Hopefully.
Thank
Figure
you.
out the recipe by chance?
I don't know the recipe. I'm not a magic-y person. By nature, I just
This
hit
one
things.
figure it out?
I assume so. She's making more.
Oh, okay. So we should talk to her if we want to get the recipe then.
I mean, I guess she might charge you for it, though. Just, way of
Did you write us a
business.
note? Did you write us a
No,
note and
why?
It's gonna make
because we helped you, and we don't have a lot of money other than what you just gave us.
Hey, just
Which is not a lot.
let us keep one.
It's
Yeah,
alright.
you-
I
You
still got mine.
one. Just keep that. You're fine.
What if we all get bit?
I
Well,
put my
then
hand on a
share
Lakey
it.
on a Lakey shoulder and go, alright, it's fine, but it's alright.
I just don't want to become a werewolf. And then he
I
walks
understand.
away.
I understand that. I'll follow him. I understand that. We'll give you the patient because you're the one who keeps getting fucking bitten because you're a
I'm the
fucking
one that keeps
fool.
I
losing
mean-
the con checks.
I
I
know.
think it might be kind of cool to be a werewolf.
You say that again and I'll slap you, Wade.
All right.
Does Mazor look at him sternly?
No, Mazor is looking down, holding his head, and like just slowly rubbing it. You get the sense he's nursing a migraine.
Nazar, did you get a chance to talk to your husband?
About what?
Exactly. That's what I thought.
I'm confused. Oh no, I know what you're saying. Sorry. No, he didn't know what your thingy was.
You should talk to him a little bit more, at least know where he's from.
He's from Drache.
Oh, now you know.
No, I knew. I just slipped my mind in my drunken state. That's all.
You know, the first time I asked you, you were
Inside check.
sober.
I
slipped
think
my
we should all
mind.
leave the man
Inside.
alone. Well,
Yeah.
everyone here who thinks. Hey.
Does he look like he's actually telling the truth or just trying to get us to leave him the hell alone?
Make an insight check.
Well, I mean, it was. Thyra already knows it was a lie because she knows the first time she told him he was sober.
Mhm.
Natural 20. Or not unnatural 20, I'm sorry. Unnatural 20.
Yeah, you get the sense that he is telling the truth as much as he can. You get the sense that slipped my mind when he was sober is not. He was probably just distracted or something then. He didn't remember at the time. But, he is short and quick, and he does not want to be dealing with people right now.
Well, how about we go pick up whatever it is from Vizlar's and then get going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can fly, eh?
I think Mazor here wants us to leave him alone, so we should probably do that.
I'm gonna clap Mazor on the back. Have a good day, buddy.
Make a strength check.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
no! Poor guy.
17?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
you hit him on
hold
the
on.
Under
back.
the desk.
15.
You hit him on the back a little bit harder than you thought you would, mostly because as he's leaning on the desk, his elbow isn't very sturdy, and you hit him, and he's like falls forward a little bit. Yeah, he turns around to you, and you can see like a little bit of like fury burning in his eyes.
Cool, buddy. Are you still a little drunk there?
Nope. My head hurts, and you're helping wonders. Please leave me alone.
All right, can do. Gonna tip my straw hat down to him. Say, it's been a pleasure working with you, Mazor. We might not see you again for a long time, so take
Come
care.
back anytime. I'm sure I'll be here doing my thing.
Alright. Let's
As-
get the fuck out.
As everybody starts
Bye.
leaving, before, I leave him, I'm gonna bend down in an orcish whisper. You're old enough to be my dad. Wasn't hitting on you. I don't.
I didn't say you were. I didn't think that. Respectfully, hot dog, not taco. So,
God damn it!
There we go.
What is a taco?
it's a recipe we have here in Gazari. It's like
I'm gonna. Do I hear this conversation? Does Isabel hear
You
this
don't
conversation?
understand.
No, we're in. Yeah.
I do.
Oh, weird
I hear
Orcish.
this.
Never mind. I was
Do
gonna
I
like
hear this?
grab.
yeah, like you make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Just with my newfound ability to understand Orcish. That is a 19.
Not only do you hear them, but you also do know what a taco is. So there you go.
I'm just gonna go over to Thyra, just whisper in her ear, in Elvish, just like, he likes guys, not girls. That's what he's saying.
In Elvish. I know he likes guys. I met his husband.
Yeah, and you know how your lady parts? They look like a taco.
I don't know what this taco is.
As you guys are literally having this conversation in front of him, he looks up to you and says, "Please, if you're gonna talk about me, don't do it here. Just go somewhere else."
We're not talking about you, Mazor. It's... Yeah,
I need some fresh air.
I just grab Thyra and turn her around.
Yeah. You
Oh,
all
We're
leave the
weird
building.
today. We're all weird today.
And I'm still mumbling in Elvish. I know what a hot dog is, but what is this taco?
Show you later. It'll be okay.
Gonna show her later? Oh no.
I'm gonna show her what a taco is, you nom.
What a real normal food taco is, not.
Oh, okay.
As you
good.
all leave the Target office, make your way over to Vislar's Pot of Potions and
Off
Goods.
to a great start tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, no
Oh
one
my
put that,
lord,
please.
how much have you guys all been
Dicks and
drinking?
vagina jokes. That's how
as
we
we
roll.
leave the Tarket office, Alakian's gonna be the last one out. He's gonna slam the door as hard as possible.
Mozart is watching you all leave, and as you slam the door, it's like, boom! Fuck you! He doesn't do anything.
I bet you would like to, wouldn't you?
Bree's gonna smack him. She's
Fuck me yourself,
outside
coward.
the door.
Anyways.
No, because she
Sure.
too is hungover with a headache.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
While we are walking, I want to keep an eye out for a large tree or plant of some type.
Okay, sure. There are not so many trees here. It is mostly bare. There are like very dry patches of like bushes that are sort of wilting and dying. You won't find
It
any
has to
plants
be
bigger
larger
than, like,
than I
this
am.
big. Nah, you won't find any of those here.
Okay.
So, but yeah, good shout. Anyone else want to do anything on the way to Vislar's?
Nope.
Oh. Elven word of the day. How do you say taco?
Is there an elven word for taco?
Taco.
Would I know
I
this?
literally just look at him and I say taco.
You two would, well, everyone would both know probably because you're fluent in Elvish.
Everyone but Wade.
Taco is a Gazarian delicacy that's not generally served to most elves. There is no specific word for taco, but there are words that circle encompassing dishes. So, like, taco,
Okay.
burrito, fajita will all sort of be the same sort of word.
Alright. I will teach him whatever the fuck that word is, because I'm not coming up with another elven word, because I'm not that clever.
Give me just
Yeah.
a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna do something here, and it's gonna be funny.
As the Lakian searches the recesses of his memory for the Elven word for taco. You all arrive up at the at Vislar's. Familiar dingy exterior as you're looking through the windows. She is like sitting there in her similar position, so, like waiting for someone to enter the establishment.
I ain't going in there.
I will go in because
I'll
it's
walk
my
in.
errand.
I'll walk in, yeah.
Sure,
Shit,
yeah.
at this point, I'm colleagues with this woman.
You put your hand through the heavy circular hole in the doorway, and as you walk in, all of the wares that were there last time are still on the table. And as she like watches you enter, there is that same like vague, distant smile on her face. Hello, welcome back.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I asked you to procure me a banjo. Were you able
Yes,
to
you
get your
did.
hands on one?
Well, I said it would
There's-
take a week
there's
for me
two.
to get to, but thankfully, even though it has only been 3 days, I have procured one of them.
I'll take the one. We didn't need the two, just the one.
And she, without saying anything, just like with that same smile on her face, just turns around and sort of walks into the back, and comes back after a minute with.
While she's back there, I'm gonna turn to Wade. Just like. Koritsa. That's how you say tacos in Elvish.
Korita?
Koritsa.
Koritsa. Okay.
There you go.
Cool.
For
you
anyone
learned a new
wondering,
Elven
that is how you say chicken in Russian. Because I felt like fucking.
Cool.
I was trying to find how to say flatbread and Sindrin, and I think I found it. Sindarin, whatever it is.
Too late now.
Wade did not go inside, correct?
No,
Yeah, I'm
Wade did not
outside.
go inside.
Okay.
Dallas
So, yeah.
Boss, as I say, flatbread in Sindarin. So
She comes back out with what is a banjo. It is not well kept at all. It is like nicked at the top where the strings all come up into the little like twisty bit. I don't know musical
the
instruments.
tuning pegs, the head.
Those are the
The
ones.
tuning pegs. Yeah.
It is missing a string.
Oh.
And the bottom part of it is like
Body.
overly hollow. You get the sense it's not made of very sturdy wood. And she sort of hands it over. You'll have to forgive me. I didn't have much time to procure this item.
Can I test it first?
Of course.
I'm gonna strum a little bit. Does it at least like play like decently? Like tune it a little bit.
It plays. It's not the nicest sound in the world. It needs tuning, and yeah, it's not very good. Well, there should be like a nice riff of melodic notes. There is like a note and then like a silence where the next note should be in the ding dong. It's like it's not great, but it is, for all intents and purposes, a banjo that could be worked on.
How much do you want for it?
Well, normally for average selling price, a banjo is 25 gold, but because of the discounted appearance of it, I'll give it to you for 10.
Whoa.
How about I give you 5,
Guess who's back?
and I'll give you the rest of my bread.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
The rest of your bread.
Yeah, I have like a half a loaf of bread left from the bakery that she sent us to.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, she never
3 days
she
ago.
never paid us for that doing that
She
for
did.
her, right?
She did pay you.
She
Oh,
did.
she
She
did.
did?
Sorry,
It's
what
all
was
back
it? A
yet.
persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion.
No, natural 1.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she just smiles at you and looks at you and goes, 10 gold, please.
But before you make the deal, how about, and I'll bring out the potion I was unsuccessfully trying to sell her. Go, I found another potion for men who underperform. How about the discount for this as well? And I'll give it to her.
Yeah, she says, with respect, I think I've already disproved that potion is what you say it is. I will not be pressing charges, but I appreciate the attempt.
Shit. Love how everyone's just skipping over what the hell he just said.
And just put it back and go, alright? With a shot. Alright, I'll walk outside and join
I'll
Wade.
give you the 10 gold, even though the banjo's not worth 10. And I will give her the 10 gold.
Yeah, she takes the 10 gold and presents the banjo. She says, "Thank you. If you would like to peruse any other goods, you are more than welcome to." And beckons a hand over to the table behind you.
Oh, look, is there anything interesting on the table that I would even know what it is?
Same.
Who is
Any
in the
pretty
shop, by the
jewelry?
way?
After I told Wade, I would have gone in.
Isabel
Didn't
left
interrupt your stuff.
because
Okay,
she just tried
so-
to commit a crime.
There's no Isabel and there's no Wade. If I'm not mistaken, Alakian, you already... No, you didn't buy it. So there is the blowgun that Alakian picked up but left. there are 4 daggers of varying size and cleanliness. There are 3 like papers bound in a piece of string that are like rolled up, and there are 2 small vials with a reddish liquid that sort of like reflects the light a little bit, glimmers in the sunlight that's peeking through.
Nothing really catching my interest. Maybe some of my friends might. But thank you for this. I hold the banjo up. I tuck it under my cloak.
Okay. Easy
So
enough
that-
to do.
Yeah.
How decently well kept does the blowgun look?
Surprisingly, pretty good. It's not really got any significant nicks or scrapes or anything like that.
Okay. I'll look at Vislar and I'll just ask her, how much for this?
10 gold.
Is Thyra still in here, or is she left? Should go
Oh,
outside?
she's still in there.
I'm still there.
I'll pick up the blowgun and take it to the counter.
Okay.
And then I will reach into my pack and I'm going to pull out the flower pot.
Okay.
And I'm going to put the flower pot down next to the blowgun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just tell Vislar, I'll give you 10 gold for the blowgun. But could you possibly tell me what this green stuff might be? That was like on the rim of the fire pot, as I pointed out to her. If it's still there.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Yeah, she says, for an identify, I'll charge you 4 gold.
Can I get like a bargain deal? Because we also kind of saved your town from a bunch of werewolves. Which actually, Bizor brought you that potion idea too, right? For that potion to cure lycanthropy.
Yes,
Very
you did.
lucrative to know. Oh, and what about this? I'm gonna put the chest on the.
Okay.
Because I completely forgot about it.
Sure. Yeah, she says, for the cost of identifying both, 7 gold.
I'm just outside with Wade, being like, "So, how are you? I guess."
I'm doing good. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. It's good to hear. Yeah.
Ira, you wanna pitch in to kind of split this half and half?
I can give 3.
That'll work. I'll put the 14 down on the counter.
Okay. Sure, so you put the 14 down on the counter, and then it's 3 gold for the other identify ritual. And I'm going to send you both a screenshot on my phone, because I don't have the cards ready, of what they both are.
Okay.
Okay.
Seen any good plays lately, or something like that?
Plays now. Now, what's
the
play?
intros that were inside
Right. Right.
Yep.
the chest, do they still look as fresh as they did the day before?
Make a medicine check.
Oh,
It
wait,
was a
that's what-
foot, a heart, and a pair of lungs.
That's quite the collection of organ meats.
Mm-hmm.
Seven, 17. 13,
They look
17.
as fresh as they were yesterday.
Okay. How big is this thing?
The chest is about like maybe 2 feet long and 1 foot wide, I think I said.
Okay.
So there you go, and you can
How
choose to
deep?
say what they are to the group if you want to or not. It's about like a foot deep. You could store a decent amount of stuff in there.
I guess that was a stupid question. Because both of them would have been answered if I'd have looked at my thing.
So, sings how we're both in there, do we both know what each other's thing is?
Yeah, you would probably both know what the other is. Because she would
Okay.
say it aloud.
Yeah. That's why I was
So I guess
asking.
I'll send the other ones to both of you as well.
Okay.
Is Free in the shop or is Free outside with me and Wade?
I was.
Free's in the shop, I think,
Freeze
right?
inside.
Yes.
I think, right? Right?
Isabel's going to be trying in vain to explain to Wade what a play is.
Go for it.
They're people that pretend to be other people for entertainment.
Why would they do that?
Because it's fun to watch. Tell stories.
Okay, who am I? Rawr, I'm gonna smack you. I'm angry. Rawr.
If you ever do one of me, Wade,
Wait, you hear the voice in your head?
no one would find your
pick
body.
me. I know
No,
it. I know who it is.
I'm tall. I got glowing eyes.
I know
Listen,
who it
Wade,
is,
if
pick
you
me.
ever do an impression of me, no one would find your body. Alright?
Okay, but that wasn't you.
Alright. I know. It's Tyler. I know who it was.
Okay,
I
I could be in one of these plays then.
No, you cannot. No. You cannot do that, no.
Nope, not at all.
No.
Wow.
Wade, you look the things, you're not an actor.
So yeah, as you actually tells you what both of those items are. To the three of you, I send it to all three of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, she smiles back at you. Anything else I can get for you, or?
Did that blowgun come with ammo or not?
It did not.
Here. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
You got stupid.
No, I didn't at all.
I know.
I more or less wanted it like to kind of be as like a bargaining tool, but it didn't work. But I don't care. I got a blowgun.
Yeah. Hit someone with it.
Is it a regular blowgun?
It's
going
regular
to pointedly
blowgun.
ask. Okay.
It's a normal
Just
blowgun.
a regular ass blowgun. All right.
So should we get going to this pit?
Do we need any supplies for heading inside?
Rope.
We've got rope.
I do not have rope. I have a few rations.
I have rope. Actually,
So do I.
knowing what that chest is now, I am going to reach in and I am going to pull out the foot. Yeah, the foot that's in there.
Okay.
Like actually pull it out.
Yep, you pull it out.
Anything happen? Or does it
Nope.
still look just the same?
It looks just the same.
Okay, put it back.
There you go.
Interesting.
Sounds good to me.
I have a couple of axes.
I feel like in retrospect,
Hey,
I
how
should have
about-
said what it was allowed, but it's fine.
How about this one? Oh, it's okay, darling. Don't worry, darling.
Oh my god, Wade.
I know this one. Pick me. I know it.
Okay,
It's free.
who is it?
I swear to whatever god you believe in, Wade, I will hurt you. Oh.
We're gonna have to go see one of these plays sometime.
I don't think I want to, not with you.
Yeah, wait.
Look, you.
You hear Okay. My turn. Oh, I'm gonna eat you. Arr.
Oh, she said not to do that one.
She can't hear me. It's fine.
Only you can hear me. It's okay. She'll never know.
Sort of stare daggers into Wade.
Yeah. As the rest of the group all funnels out of this Lars.
And yes, I am taking Wade to a fucking play.
Oh, good.
Yes, don't
sure.
worry about it.
Great.
To prepare for a fucking 2.5 hour long monologue from Equal, guys.
I'll make it interesting.
Adventures.
Yeah.
Lincoln, send me the script. I'll read part of it.
Yeah, it'll be that weird
Sure.
play within a play from Shakespeare's Midsummer Night Dream. It'll be great. But a
True.
lion
I
in a bush.
honestly just.
We're gonna be doing Hamlet, guys. It'll be okay.
We're doing the entirety of Hamlet. Get ready for that shit.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you all emerge out into the morning sun. It's about midday by now, actually.
Okay.
Ready to, I guess, head out, if that's what you're choosing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have to agree
Okay.
with Free. Do you think we're going to need anything else other than rope to get in and out?
I
Do
have
some
pipes.
people perhaps?
I have 50 feet of rope, so. And he has the rope, I think, about 50 feet. I think he has about 50 feet. I think he's about 50 feet, so that's 200 feet of rope. I think that's more than enough to get down and out.
Well, I can get us down, but out,
Well,
not so
no,
much.
well, that's what the rope's for. You use the rope so you just get out and out and stuff. Look, I just want to loot the dead, alright?
I mean, it would be a shame if all that money went to waste. They were pretty wealthy people.
Aye, see? Wade,
Plus whatever
Wade is a
else
good
is
point
hidden
for the first
within
time.
All
That
right,
too.
then we should get going, and then when we get there, we can drop the rope down, and Free can help us get in there, and we can climb our way out.
Is the Tarket office on our way out of town, or is that the other way?
If you went from Vislars, you could stop off there and it wouldn't be too far out of the way. It maybe be like 5 minutes out of the way.
How would putting like 2 people on a horse go? Like, could we borrow like 3 horses?
If you can
In
find the
the
horses.
desert?
See if we could borrow 3 horses from Mazor.
If he has 3 horses, and if you can borrow
How
them.
do we remember how long it took us? Did you already ask that? I think I blanked out.
Oh, how long it took us to get there? in the
Yeah,
first
to
place?
get to the town
I
from
think
the
it was
pit.
like
Yeah, that's a good
a
point.
couple hours.
It wasn't far, right?
It
We could
took
probably
you,
do it again.
I believe, about 4 or 5 hours to get from the pit to Big Dacky.
Yeah, so if we left now,
It'd be just dark.
yeah, it would be
Close
it would
to.
probably close to dark, and so we'd probably have to camp.
All
I,
right.
I honestly don't think we're going to get horses out of Mazor. I think we've asked a
No,
lot
I
of that,
think-
man.
I think
No.
Probably not.
I will say,
Yeah.
That
before
was an
you
idea.
before you set off, those of you who know where your nearest cities are, judging by estimates, it'll probably take you about a week to get to any of them. So you'll be camping out for a while, and you would all know this.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need to pick up food? Do we want tents? Do we want desert clothes? Warm cloaks for the night?
it might be smart to get some extra water skins.
Yeah.
That as well.
Water skins, probably.
Some rations.
Might want to also
Alright.
find like maybe a tent or something.
I mean, if someone would like to go with me, maybe we can go out hunting for a little bit.
I could go hunting with you.
Aye, I say, wait.
That way we don't have to spend as much money on rations.
Indeed, we will go. Hey ho, Mario, hunting we will go. There we go.
I can do some shopping if you'd like to go hunting. I can get supplies from in here.
Hey. I turned free on that, not as you're useful out in the field. I was hunting and stuff like that. But I can talk a man's ear off, so we better get shopping.
About how far from any kind of like forest or any place with water are we? Because I feel like we wouldn't find just random animals out in the middle of
Wait,
the desert.
no.
We might find like reptiles and stuff.
There's a lake.
Wade, doesn't your background allow you to feed people?
That's true. Yeah, I do have the wanderer feet.
Yeah, like, and you wouldn't really. You've never been to this part of Gazaria before, so you wouldn't really know if there are forests or anything. You are aware that there is a lake near the pit. You're not sure how far away it is, but I'm pretty sure Mazor or someone mentioned the lake that was nearish to the pit.
And I probably saw it on the map, right? Yeah.
You'd be vaguely aware of where it was, yeah, because it's on the map.
Okay.
Yeah, I can find food or fresh water for up to 5 people, up to 5 other people a day, provided the land offers small game, berries, water, so forth. So it's up to you, really. If you think a
Or
desert
cacti.
does.
Cacti again.
Yeah.
Cacti for food.
While you guys are out shopping, if you can find me this taco, I would like to know what one is.
Yes, I'm hungry. I would like something not ration.
Choriza.
Keeping in
Did you
mind,
eat all
none
your
of them
bread?
have any idea where you heard the term taco.
No. Whatever.
I'm the
Alright.
only one that knows.
So,
Speaking of which,
Uh,
actually, Equa, I have a question
okay.
with that. I meant to ask it earlier, but would it have just made sense and like automatically translated to something that I know, or just understood what Orcish words meant in general while they were talking?
Think of it as a comprehend
I thought of
languages.
that. Okay.
So for the
Gotcha.
moment you understand, but when it fades, you will just lose comprehension of the words that are being made out.
Gotcha. All right. That's kind of what I was also wanting to put into that. It's not just like, oh yay, I magically know Orcish now, and I understand why. Like, no.
Yeah, no, it's a short thing.
Okay.
So yeah, for the sake of brevity, we can go ahead and get that done. If you want to get food, you can go to Poised Pastries for the finer food, or you can go to a basic rations place that will deliver you some. I think the butchers will probably give you some stuff for that. If there's anything else that you guys want to buy, let me know and I'll total it up.
Are we okay to, since me and Thyra said we were going to try and hunt for food? Is that what we're doing right now, Thyra, or do you mean along the trail?
It'd probably be better to do it along the trip a little closer to when we're gonna cook it.
Okay.
I don't want it to go bad.
Okay. Cool.
And
Oh,
Aleki wanted to tag along too, since how he actually has range.
But
if we
wait,
need it.
wait, close your eyes.
Okay. You're not going to hurt me, right?
I'm gonna
No.
pull out the banjo. Hold out your hands, both of them.
I hope
I'm
not.
just gonna place it in. Now you can open your eyes.
Oh my god, you got the banjo. I forgot all about this.
I mean, it's not the greatest, but I mean, what do you kind of expect from a small town like this?
What are you talking about? This thing looks like it came right from my hometown. This thing looks
I mean,
perfect.
like, our jam sessions are gonna be awesome now.
Hey,
What do you
Equa,
mean? You're going to play banjo?
Oh no, I got my bagpipes.
You want me to play?
Yeah?
Shit, this is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna start plucking at it.
Hey, Equa,
Yeah,
as
it's
he-
like
as I see it,
Oh, I'm not.
Would mending do anything to make this thing better? Would mending actually do anything?
Nope.
I believe mending has a
it's
time
nice.
duration on it, doesn't it?
Does it?
Natural 20.
It can only mend things in a certain time.
Dude, I played the most beautiful broken banjo you've ever heard. Because I mean, it's like I'm used to playing
Yeah,
this.
Thyra, what is
That's
what
a
you
20
heard to be
nat
dissonant
20.
strums and like awful twangs start to feel a little bit nicer in the hands of Wade as he plays like a nice little tune.
I'm probably tuning it as I go too.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't say anything about
She's
time
thinking
frame, it
to
just says-
herself that it was well worth the 10 gold now.
You probably wouldn't be able to mend it much. I'll say you mend it a little bit.
I'll add that to my inventory.
Because like I said, it doesn't say anything about time. It just says, spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin. As long as
Yeah,
the break or tear
so-
is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Yeah, so the damage is a little bit off kilter for what the spell is intended for.
Mhm.
but you do manage to like clean up most of the little scrapes and little nicks in it that
Yeah,
appear.
that's
It's still
all I was
dirty,
wanting. I
but
wasn't-
it's more functional.
Yeah, I wasn't wanting it to be like I magically make a string appear. No.
After he finishes playing, little tear falls from his eye. It's like a little piece of home. Thank you.
That was
Ira.
beautiful weed.
Well,
Now
you.
remember, you promised to teach me how to play that in exchange for me teaching you how to speak Elven. Hey,
I could do that.
alright. And yes, me and Wade will eventually play dueling banjos.
Okay, fair enough.
Perfect.
Devil went down to Big Dacky.
Oh, that's a good one.
So
That's
I'll
pretty good.
say, because you guys want just basic supplies for this,
Yeah.
for all of you, it'll probably come to like 3 gold. It won't come to much. But that's
for
like
tents
food
and
for the
stuff
trip.
as well, like a tent for each person.
I'm not sure.
Why each person? Why not get just like a big tent?
I don't know. Maybe Isabel's like sleeping with strangers she met like fucking 3 days ago.
That's her problem. not
Kit.
mine.
Yeah.
What comes in the explorer's kit? Does a a tent come in that?
A 2-person tent is 2 gold, so you could get 3 for an additional 6, which will round it to like 9 gold. For 3 tents as well.
No, it doesn't. Okay.
All right. Isabel will buy it. We'll foot the bill for that one.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Hold on. Who's spending what, and how much of each thing do we get per person?
So we're getting 3 2-person tents.
Yeah.
Yep, so you get 3 2-person
And-
tents. I'll say you each get rations for... because rations aren't very expensive. I'll say you each get rations for the week, for 7 days.
Okay.
And you know, you get a couple extra water skins. Stuff like that.
Okay. All right. What do I owe you?
You don't owe me anything, Wade. Honestly. You just helped me escape from slavery. So honestly, it's just me paying back. Be fair.
I mean, you helped me escape from slavery too.
Teach me to use a banjo, Wade, and then we'll be square, alright? No.
You're teaching
extend
me
my
to
hand.
speak Elven.
For fuck's sake, Wade! Just feel alright.
Fucking
Just
token
accept
of
with me
gratitude.
trying to be nice to you. It's very hard for me to do as a person.
Oh, I appreciate it, Easy.
So yeah,
Right.
as you all eventually find the entrance to Big Daki where you came in. Not that there is much of an entrance; it's just a bunch of open-ended roads that slowly like drift in. As you all find yourselves back there, we can start the trek outwards. So for that, I will need someone to make a survival check that determines how long it takes for you to get there. And if anyone's taking watch, you can make a perception check too.
Alright, I will probably keep an eye.
I will do the same. Oh, and Wade, I'm guessing you're probably gonna be the one that's gonna be heading this more or less.
Should I? Sure, I can do that.
Kind of with my help, since how I have the map marked exactly kind of where it was.
I
Okay.
mean,
Well,
It'll be a
my
straight
not
roll.
exactly, but a rough idea, kind of.
It'll be a straight
My,
roll because it doesn't pinpoint like the dunes that you have to go over and whatever, which is more so the issue. But Alakin's there in spirit.
yeah, my perception and my survival is a 6. So
We might want Thyra to be leading the way. Honestly, she's got a higher survival than me. Or not Thyra. Yes, Thyra. Actually, yeah. Sorry, I just got confused.
All right. By all means.
19 for survival.
Okay, sure. And then who's rolling perception?
I'll roll
I can't.
I'll get the perception check. If I can just not throw my dice all over the place, great. That is a 21.
Yeah. You feel like you
Finding
keep a
one.
solid eye out on the surroundings to let you know if anything is there. It will take you about, because you roll pretty high on survival, it'll take you 4 hours to get back to the pit. If you guys want to do anything in that time, go ahead.
I want to keep an eye out for a large plant or tree.
Okay, so make a perception check.
Giant cactus, maybe?
Yeah, that's why I said plant. 18 plus 6. What is that, like 24?
18 plus 6, yeah, 24.
Sure. So I'll let you know if you find one. Anyone else want to do anything on the way?
I am playing this banjo as we travel.
I will join Wade with my lute and just string along.
Yeah, as you guys compare your banjo and lute, which are very similar instruments in many ways, but make such different sounds. Free, if you want to make a performance check, and then I'll keep Wade's natural 20 because you were doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Performance. Decent. Plus 22.
Yeah, you guys start to like rattle off of each other and perform songs that you think only you know, and the other person sort of chimes in. It's a very nice group jam.
Man, I want to ruin this and get on my bagpipes.
Do it.
It sucks. So.
Roll your performance check for me.
Okay. Oh, that's not terrible. 17.
Yeah. Whereas the sound does not quite match up, you do the best that you can with what you're given, and you pitch in. You don't detract from their melody. You pitch in and it adds a little bit of something. Doesn't quite fit, but you feel confident enough.
I forgot that Equa hates bagpipes.
That's why I had to.
Isabel will be like, fuck it, everyone's doing it, and she's no instrument, but she will sing in Dwarvish.
Okay, make a performance check for you two.
Yeah. Not bad, not bad. That is, that's also a 17.
Yeah,
Note to self. Isabel knows
songs-
Dwarvish.
Yep,
songs
she does.
are not ones that you know. They're not all ones that you know, and they're not all ones that have words accompanying to them. But you
Oh, she
provide-
sings regardless.
Yeah, you provide
Just
a
put
nice
in whatever
little
lyrics she wants.
freestyle song, and yeah, it's starting to get. You guys are starting to form some sort of cohesive, for lack of a better word, band.
Oh.
We were the Silver Coats. You've been great, Nashville.
Thank you, Nashville!
Thank you, Big Ducky.
Thank you for talking.
Every time
It's like 3 dudes and a different goat, not Daniel.
in between sets, can I look for Daniel? Like
Sure.
just scan the horizon.
Yeah, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Okay.
You sweet, sweet child.
I do want to have a conversation at some point during.
13.
No Daniel that you can see, I'm
I
afraid.
do hope at the very end of the campaign, when we're fighting the big bad, Daniel comes charging out of nowhere and pins it.
Yeah.
Yeah, at level 20, this level 1 goat will just run up.
Hits
Yep.
it, and the
Just
goat dies
splatter.
from hitting it too hard. Shit.
We'll see, man. So yeah, Alekian, what was the conversation that you wanted to have?
Well, so I want to make sure I'm not thinking that I heard this when I actually didn't. Did Wade? Did or did not Wade say? Do you have voices in your head too?
No, I said everybody who has voices in your head, raise your hand.
But I thought you directly asked Alekian if he had voices in his head too.
This session?
Mm-hmm.
No, it would have been last session, but it was to Isabel, and I think you were
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I don't think that was you. I think that was someone else. You're right. That
Yeah,
was
it's a general
I
question.
thought I remembered hearing that this session, but that's fine. That
No,
was my
yeah,
question. But if I
right.
don't remember shit, I'm not gonna mess with it. Never mind.
If I said it, I think I meant in regards because I already know that Isabel has voices in her head because she's told me that
Yeah.
when we were in the sewer.
Yeah.
So
But I could have pressed on and then, insight checks. But if
Yeah,
if
so-
it
I
didn't
insight
happen,
checked
it
it.
didn't happen. Oh, did you?
I did.
Are there any other conversations that want to be had on the way there?
No one off the top of my head, no.
I
Okay.
suppose we'll decide where we're going after this once we see what's in here.
Yeah.
So about 3 hours into your trek, Thyra, you do come across the same cactus field that Wade had found on the way over to Big Naki from the pit. Most of them are around Wade's height, but you do find one that's like a little bit bigger. Probably just ever so slightly bigger than you. It's got a nice little couple of like pink flowers blooming off of the edge. You take note of it.
About how far away is it?
As you walk by, it's maybe like 120 feet away. If you wanted
Is
to
it
go
like
up it, you
on the
could.
way?
Yeah, it's on the way. Mhm.
Okay, sorry.
Are you just gonna go straight past it, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm
Not
just
good at
gonna just look at it and go past it.
Okay, sweet. So you take note of the cactus field that you were in before. Within the next hour, you do start to note the familiar, like tall rolling sand dunes that encompass the surrounding area of the pit that you were in beforehand. And as you crest one of them, you see what was once the pit is now clustered in heavy Tarket activity. There are maybe 40 different Tarket officers that are all running around the edge of this pit. They have makeshift tents set up all around it. There is lots of like hustle and bustle going around, and you see as you look into the surrounding area, the Target officers that are there are not wearing. They are wearing the same uniform as Alman and Rith were, and also Missouri's, but it's a lot shinier for one. It's a lot better, well kept, and some of them have gold trim, and some of them have silver trim along the edges of the armor. But apart from that, it's the same similar armor set of, I think, reddish brown and gold plate.
Would I know the difference between the silver and the gold trim?
You can go ahead and make a history check, and Alakin, you can make one with advantage.
I think Free knew what they were last time. She knew the symbol and everything.
yeah, I know somebody
Sure.
rolled on this. And
So
knew.
Free, you can make just a general history check as well.
17 for mine.
17 as well.
I just got a 10 this time.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so Alakin, you know this firsthand, and Thyra, you've heard about this. The Tarket in Gazeri are the general policing force, but some of the uniform differs ever so slightly depending on the city that they're in. You have a vague idea, Alakin, you know this. Arash, which is the city directly south, still to the southwest-ish, it's the main southwest city in Gazeri, that has silver trim, and Hafjordi, which is the capital of Gazeri, has like a deeper gold trim that goes around the edges of the armor. Bigdaki had none. It was just sort of like a basic gold trim that just matched the rest of the armor. It was more of like an inlay.
Who was
And
the
what
gold?
Yeah.
The gold is Hafjordi. That's the capital. That's Hafjordi. And the silver is Arash. That's AR''ASH.
Oh, I spelled that one right, except for the apostrophe.
Apostrophes make D&D what it is.
I spelled it correctly because you sent me that the other day. and
I
I
did indeed.
remembered.
Yeah, as you crest the hill, you see a lot of hustle and bustle. There is like a main tent that a lot of them seem to be going in and out of over to the side. It's very, very big, maybe like 100 feet in any given direction. There is another one near it, which is slightly smaller, maybe 50 feet by 50 feet. And lots of little ones around that you assume a lot of them are setting up in. But they have been here for a little bit. You can tell that.
Are we still quite a ways out yet?
Yeah, you're a little ways out. You may be like 150 feet away.
I'm gonna turn to Isabel,
Okay.
and I'm just going to look at her, and I'm not whispering this or anything. I'm just going to pointedly tell her that thing that you did with your face before to make you look like you were that woman.
Aye.
Think you could do that from Azor, so we can actually get in here?
I will become Azor instantly.
Yeah, you watch as the familiar orange-black goop covers Isabel's face and stretches her height even taller. I believe that it can only affect your appearance up to 1 foot, and if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken,
1 foot in either direction.
You are what, 5'3"?
I'm 5'3".
I think Mazor was 6'4", but I'll say you get near enough.
Yeah, if I can get to 6'3", that's close enough. I'm sure.
Yeah, you get close enough. You feel confident that it'll pass.
Well, all right.
Objections?
Wow, he's pretty tall for an orc. I didn't realize.
Yeah. Well,
Any objections?
I suggest that me and Free do the talking.
Yeah, I might be able to make us invisible or something. Might be cool.
Yeah, let's
Did
Can
you
you do
ever
that?
think maybe you could just be honest? And then do the
mean,
trickery
Let's
later?
try the direct route first.
Well,
Or
I'm not
slightly
saying
direct
I'm not saying that we lie, but I'm saying we have Mazor here. Tell
Howdy.
them who
Lie.
we are.
Yeah.
Tell them who
We can
we
do that.
are and why we're here.
Or lie.
As in, not yet. Maybe later.
All right, I can do that.
Now, do we think they're gonna even let us in there anyways?
No.
That's why we have Mazor here.
That's what got me. Yeah.
All right, you're doing pretty good impersonation there.
I could literally change my vocal cords to be whatever I want.
That's
I'm a
impressive.
man.
Yeah. This is weird. All right. This is very
I'm
weird. I've
gonna
never been
start
this tall
talking
before.
to him in orcish.
Don't know what that means. Nope. Still my brain. Still my brain.
What
Alright.
do you tell him?
So I have this chest here that might help you out a little bit.
Seeing this in Orcish?
Yeah.
I'll look at it like, nope. Still my brain. Still my brain. You
Let's
want to
hope
say
we
it
don't run
Elven?
into any orcs. Hopefully we don't run into any half orcs that
I don't have to be an orc. I can be anyone I want. That's the thing.
Yes, but you look like a half orc. If we run into half orcs and they decide to do what I just did, we're toast.
She does have a point. What about one of the other guys
Or
there?
The ones
I
that
can simply lean into Mazur and whisper it, and then if they ask why, just pretend you don't talk to the ones below you and just keep going.
Act like you own the place.
Only I had
Exactly.
Well, shit. My plan would just be like, hey, let's just talk in common, because it's rude. That's my plan, honestly.
It's always okay to have a backup plan. Luckily, I'm
It's
taller
okay to
than you, so
backup
if I
plan.
just stand behind you, it won't be like I'm. You know, it's not like
Alright,
I'm bend down.
We going in or not? This is very weird for me, alright?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
Alright.
go.
Yeah, as you start to.
I've never been so bassy. Jesus.
I can't wait to put you through the ringer with your impressions, dude. Ooh, it's gonna be.
Oh, I can only do like 4 voices.
Yeah, as you walk down the large sand dune that is that was leading up to your escape, you start to see some of the Target officers take note of you approaching, and that's where we're going to take our break. So we'll be back here in like 10 to 20 minutes. Everyone go get snacks and drinks and whatever, and we'll be back
Yep.
to see how this goes. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Whole
I'm
thing's gonna
excited.
go bad.
Hey, I have a +6 to deception. It's gonna go great.
I got a 6 to persuasion.
So do
I
I.
got an 8 in persuasion.
My charisma
fuck.
sucks.
Well, that's why you don't talk.
I
That's why
Exactly.
me, Free,
Charisma was my don't stat.
yeah, me and Free talk because we're the smart ones with charisma. No offense, Wade.
I mean,
And
hi.
Oh yeah, you're pretty good. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what you all come up with when we get
that's
back.
free
So
plus
we're gonna
8
go ahead
position, so.
and take our break, and we'll be back here in like
If you
15 minutes. All right,
Bye-bye.
bye, chat.
Okay.
Oh, bye bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hi, chat.
Guess
we're
who's
back.
back, shitheads?
We're back. No.
Sorry for insulting
bad.
everyone.
Welcome back.
It's my job, Felix.
Hey there. It's me, Mazor.
All right.
Oh
Yep.
dear.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we'll just jump right back into it as the four of you odd ragtag group of people and Mazor start to walk down the sloping dunes of the Gazeran Desert. As you walk closer to this large like structure that's circling the pit of like tents and makeshift structures, you walk down, and as you do, you catch the attention of a group of guards who all sort of turn around to each other and start beckoning, and a couple of them run up to you and meet you halfway. They
Alright.
one of them, who is sort of like a younger man, maybe in his like mid-20s, says, "Hello, what's your business here?"
There's Mazor. I'm one of the. God, what was what are they called again?
Tarket.
Tarket officers. I'm one of the Tarket officers from Badaki. Just come here with some locals. They know the area a little bit better. Maybe
God
they can
damn
have
it.
a little. Oh shit! Hey,
Uh,
don't shush. I'm thinking
Not
on the
what
fly.
We talked about that is not what we talked about at all.
We just want to come on in and take a look and see if we can offer any assistance.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we're not actually open to the public right now. This is a council matter. Please, if you could refrain from entering the facility and go around, and we'll respect you on your way.
Well, all right. Hey, look, my township's just over there. Just can I take a look, see if it's on anything dangerous? I don't. Just 5 minutes in and out. Come on.
Do either one of these people look half elf or elfin?
You can't tell because the helmet covers the ears. So Felix, make a persuasion check with. You know what? I'll make it a straight roll. Sure, why not?
Okay. Oh no,
Fuck.
that's a 13.
He says, yeah, sorry, with all due respect, I'm not authorized to accept any visitors right now. If you would like entry, you're going to have to take it up with Councilman Dool.
All right. Is he here or?
Where's he at?
Yeah, where's
you
it?
Make a history check.
All right. Just straight roll.
Yep.
Okay. 14 plus 3, 17.
Sure. So Gazeri is a monarchy. The current king of Gazeri is.
Oh no!
Find my.
Oh
Yeah.
no! Did I
So the
just
king
make a weird
is
mistake?
the monarch Rudger Yator,
Okay, thank goodness.
and he has his own personal council of advisors, which are known as the Council of Sand. The name Urzogdul strikes a chord with you as you remember that he is one of the members of the Council of Sand. This is like a big deal. He's a very, very high up person. The guard says, "Yeah, he's here, but I don't think he'll want to be disturbed. So if you are willing to wait for maybe an hour or two, he might be able to see you soon."
All right. Just points direction of the tent or wherever he is, and then I'll converse with my my compatriots over here and see if they're willing to wait around a bit.
Yeah, if you could just wait here for just 1 second, and he turns around and starts walking back.
Alright.
But the other one is still there.
Shit! I was gonna run away.
So, how are we thinking about the invisible thing?
No,
Wait, shut up.
Shut up. Wait.
I
So, seen any good plays lately? As I asked the other guard.
Um.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
Sure, yeah. The other one who is standing there with a spear in one hand and a shield in the other, sort of like looks to you with like a shifty eye. He goes, "Why are you asking?"
Small talk, just brother in arms kind of thing. Get to know who's around my town. Just I trust you. I just want to know, like, who's
Are
around.
you much of a peruser yourself, or is this?
Yeah. Am I being hit on
Make
right
this
now?
worse? Please don't.
Am I
Make
being...
an insight check.
I want to roll an insight check. Yeah. That's not bad. It's an 18.
It's not hitting on you, but he seems to have an interest in plays.
Says, yeah. Nothing too recently. It's kind of hard to get out from Badaki to go say anything, but yeah.
Well, I will say that I recently saw a play in Halfjordi, The Snake in the Pot. You might have heard of it. It's very,
I'm gonna roll a
Have I
history
heard of
check.
it?
Have I heard of it?
Any of us heard of it?
Anyone who's proficient in performance can roll a history check,
Oh,
and
yes.
Felix, you
Damn
can
it,
also
I'm
roll
a
a history
proficient-
check because you
Oh,
he's bringing it up to you.
yeah.
So I
Hey,
can't
that's
use
really,
my
really good.
background?
You can
Yeah.
roll one if you want. It's fine.
Okay.
23.
23 as well for history.
History?
Yep.
5.
Yeah. So those of you that rolled 23, you have heard of the play. It is a romance about a woman who falls in love with a man and then is bitten by a snake, and the venom starts to overtake her and change her appearance. So she must find a way to find a cure in time to maintain her relationship with him.
Wow, that is crazy that you like plays. Because funny enough, one of the reasons we're here is that my friend right here is actually an actress, and I point at Free,
Oh.
and she
God.
is looking for inspiration
I'm gonna
for that play.
Stare
called The
daggers
Big
into
Sandpit.
Wade. Daggers just like, shut up.
Yeah, he says, "Well, that is very interesting. May I have seen you in anything before? Where are you based?"
Actually, I'm not too far from here. I'm from up north, actually. The reason I'm truly here is because
I'm gonna
these
stare daggers at Free
men-
now.
These men, we were the ones that found the pit. These men took us and my acting troupe,
Stare.
who I have not
Daggers.
seen.
This is going so poorly.
So going so poorly. It's going so poorly.
It's
We're
not.
lying. We were lying. It doesn't work.
I wanted to ask if any bodies had been found, and maybe perhaps my friend.
Yeah, make a persuasion check for me.
Oh, please go with that one. Ooh, not bad. Persuasion. Haha. 25.
Okay. That's pretty roll. Yeah, he says, well,
Plus 8. It's helpful.
I am not particularly at liberty to discuss any information about the ongoings of the pit, but what's your friend's name? Any description I could get?
She was actually another tiefling, but darker red skin and black hair.
I'm afraid I haven't seen any tieflings.
Alakian's gonna pipe up too.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be like,
No.
actually, I had a friend too, and he's going
Daggers.
to describe Esau.
Staring daggers at
Okay.
I
Elakian
am
as well.
going to describe Esau.
So make a persuasion check for you, as this guard is enthralled with Free. Actually, is an actress, but not so much for the lady.
That is a said persuasion. It is a 17.
Yep. Okay, yeah. You see him sort of at the mention of the description of Isaf. A look of like slight confusion comes over his head, and no, I'm afraid I haven't seen anyone like that. But well, I suppose if you're going to talk to the councilman, you might ask him as well. But please, if you do see him, mention that I wasn't here.
Of course, dear.
Where? I don't see anybody here with us.
So what place were you in? As the other one comes back up, and starts to approach you. Yeah, so he
going
runs
so
up
bad.
and
It's going
says,
terribly.
right, yeah, he will see you, but you will have to wait for a few hours. Just follow me, please. And he starts to walk backwards.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll just give a little wave to the guy.
Yeah,
as
you
we
see
walk
like
away.
you see like a slight grin come over his head, and he just tries to remain focused. They lead you
So that-
around. They lead you straight down and
That
around.
worked
the
better
stairs.
than I thought.
As we're walking along, I am going to kind of half whisper, kind of half not really trying to hide it per se, towards Thyra. Just like, hey, this guy's cute and elvish.
Okay.
Or
Do I get any reaction from the guy that's leading?
Yeah, you see so there's the guy who has the Cockney accent, was the one who came up and left. The other one's
Hello,
next to him,
Governor.
and as you are walking along, you see him start to like stiffen up a little bit and walk a little bit further ahead.
Well, he might be
That's my
Elven.
question. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna look at him. Is he cute?
I mean, it depends on your perception. He's probably late 20s, fairly
I mean, I know we
clean.
can see no face.
You can see
Right
the face.
now.
The helmet like covers like the outside and goes like over the top of the head, so you can still make out the facial
Okay.
expressions. I mean, he's got like a bright blue eyes, like thin eyebrows, sort of like a chiseled chin. I mean, he's all right. Like a 6 or 7 out of 10, I guess.
Do you think he likes tacos?
Oh God.
I bet he loves tacos.
You know, is he
Are-
talking
are you
speaking
speaking
Elven right now?
Elvish, right?
Oh, oh, were you? Oh, okay.
Aw.
Wait, you do hear the word
I'm gonna
tacos.
turn around.
I do hear caritas or caritza.
Yep,
You
you
should-
hear the word
Yeah,
for tacos.
Rachel.
and
Ask him whether he prefers tacos or hot dogs. See what he says.
Isabel's gonna turn around and stare daggers into now everyone, including Tyler. Just like, no. I'm stuck as a different person. If they find out, I'm gonna die. So shut up.
You should ask him if he
I'm-
prefers hot dogs or tacos.
I'm going to ask him.
If he
So I
likes
hear you
tacos
have
or
a-
hot dogs.
No, that's not what I was gonna ask him.
Okay.
So I hear you have a
Oh,
rare
God.
delicacy here that I've never heard of. Have you ever had a taco before?
You're asking the Elven one in Elvish?
The one that was hitting on free.
Okay, sure.
Common is fine.
He okay, if you're talking common, he is trying to remain relatively composed, as he turns around and like, I have had tacos before. Keeps
Do
walking.
you know where I can find a good one? I've never had them before.
Well, there is a little bakery in Half-Yordi, and the other one like nudges him, like, oh, sorry. He keeps like looking forward and keeps walking.
Clearly, we know which one's the superior here.
Yeah, or at least the responsible one.
Yeah, for that.
Alright, as they walk around the
The
outside.
manipulated one.
So yeah, they lead you around the outside of their setup. It is mostly just like smaller tents that are sprawled out around, and as you walk past, it takes you a little while to get all the way around because their layout has increased the size that you of the radius of the pit for you to walk around. There is a larger tent that you can, as you walk past it, you can peek in and see that it's just laden with beds. You get the sense that what was initially a fairly decent-sized contingent of Target officers that came here at first has increased, and that is why there are smaller tents littered around the outside. As you get into a smaller section of medium-sized tents, the two officers lead you to the outside of one, and they say, "Alright, just wait here, he'll be out in, well, whenever he wants to see you."
Alright. Sounds good.
And they
Thank
walk off
you.
and continue their duties.
Is there anyone standing like guard on us, or just people going around?
There are two Tarket officers outside the entrance to the tent. It's like a 50 feet wide tent.
Fuck.
And
I knew where
there
you
are
were
two
going
officers
with
standing
this.
outside of it.
I was
and
trying
there
to
are
get
people
away, and
bustling
it turned
around
back
as
to
well.
Isabel. Yeah.
So yeah, you are left standing there. There are people walking around. There's like the clanging of steel as you imagine some sort of makeshift blacksmith forges out somewhere. There's lots of chatter
Alright.
between the officers, and you're just standing there.
How long does Mask of Many Faces last?
An hour. I can use it at will though.
Yeah, it's for warlocks it's indefinite because you can cast it whenever.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can just cast it every round forever. It's like
Forever and ever. You'll never catch me now, Batman.
unless they have like magical shit to protect their fucking cancelmen that I might just turn into a different person. I want to turn to the group and go, all right, do we want to wait, or do you want to like fucking get out of here and then try again, different plan? Like, I don't know, the sneaky one comes in, steals some armor. I can just turn and we sneak in.
I do.
Say we wait.
I think that I can make people invisible. I think if I focus hard enough on it, I could do it.
Sure, Wade. Go ahead and try and make me invisible. Go for it.
That,
Say-
Right now?
don't. Hey, no,
Do it.
wait. No, wait.
for it.
Look at me.
Try.
I'm scarier than him. I'm
Try me.
scarier than him. Don't do it.
I'm
Both
just
of you
looking
roll-
back
I
and
don't
forth.
know if
If you wanna
Missouri's all
observe
that
something,
scary
yeah.
anymore.
I don't mean you know exactly damn well what I mean. I will find your body weight.
I would.
Now
eat
listen.
you.
We're right outside of. See these guys? I point to the guards. See them?
Mm.
One guy turns invisible. They're gonna freak the shit out. All right.
All right, fine. I'll tell you
No,
what. I'll
we
tell
could
you
have
what.
gotten a lot farther if you would have opened your mouth and said that we were the ones to find the pit. That might have gotten you a little farther in the door.
Listen
Look,
to her. She knows what she's talking about.
You know what? Hey,
What
in
is-
my experience, that the truth ain't great for getting in places. All right, you tell the truth, people are like, get the fuck out. We don't give two shits.
Maybe you
I
should
was
try.
wrong.
In this case,
I
it probably
did.
would have been helpful.
As
I
you
would
are
tend to agree, but
talking
right now,
aloud in front of a lot of different Tarket guards, you are attracting a fair few looks in your direction. Specifically from
we
the
are
two
stage
posted outside the
we
tent.
are stage whispering. I want to say that. Can we say we're stage whispering?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. So
The truth
Stage
shall
whisper.
set you free.
I'm gonna turn to Isabel. Like, fine. Wade won't turn me invisible. Yet.
Smart.
And I'm gonna turn to the other guard behind us and just say, "Hey, my friend here's new to magic. He wants to try something real fast. He's gonna try to turn me invisible. So if I turn invisible, don't freak out. Wait."
It's a bad idea. Nope.
Yeah,
Wait.
the guard that is next to you, sort of like steps forward. You see another like slender looking, what you assume to be elven figure. Says, please, no magic is allowed in here.
Oh, great. No
That
magic.
is not allowed in these premises. I'm sorry.
Is he a tiefling?
No, he's an elf.
Okay.
I'm going to speak in Elvish. Like, oh, come on, man. He's new to this whole kind of thing. He's a sweet guy. Like, I'm not
sorry.
going anywhere. I'll stand right here in front
This
of you.
has
It's
been
all
your
right.
warning.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna do nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the other target guards and like, hey, Mazor, target officer over Badaki, and like extend my hand.
Which one are you going up to?
The one of the two at the front, just whatever. I'm speaking common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch as they are standing there, spear in one hand, shield in the other, and they just stare at you.
Yeah. Fair enough. So, how's the post doing? Like, any trouble around here? Just
a-
again, we're right nearby. We want to make sure there's nothing in the area that could threaten my people. You know?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot better than 23.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same one because he's closest to you.
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, everything is fine. Thank you. You may return."
Excellent. That's excellent. I just again wanted to make sure. Anyways, in the vein of security, what type of security you got for the councilman, eh? Got any anti-magic shit? We have some trouble with some. So they're not no like wizards coming down, but some bandits. One knows a spell or two. Just want to make sure that the big man
I am
is
not at
all
liberty
safe.
to discuss the defensive measures taken to protect Councilman Stuhl.
All right, fair enough. Pleasure meeting you again, Mazor. I didn't catch your name.
Actually, no, he wouldn't tell you. He's just remaining regular, like stony face, just sort of staring at you.
All right, I'm gonna walk away. Be like, all right, not doing great right now. All right, this isn't good for me.
I think.
Missouri is the Kayada? I can't say it right now.
Cater.
Carrier.
Yeah,
Karana.
Okay, yeah. So.
Okay. I just.
Kieta. I
Yeah,
don't
there
think
you
they
go.
care. I don't think they
I-
care.
No, but it's
So,
still a little
I feel
higher than
like-
just an officer.
I feel like the best thing to do here is just to do the whole truth will set you free thing and just drop the disguise and say and actually tell them the real reason we're here. Like, I'm whispering this as quietly as
You better hope
possible.
so.
As quietly as freaking possible.
I think it's a terrible idea. Again, quietly as well. Stage whispers. Stage whispers.
Not even stage whisper.
No. We're doing. I'm the person. I'm dead. I'm doing stage whispers, so I don't have to whisper and not having people hear. Like, yeah, well, I think it's a terrible idea. All right, it's a
What
terrible
if-
idea.
I think the terrible idea was you just lying right off the bat.
Would it be worse now to just tell them, or whenever we set foot inside that tent for you to just magically transform back into you? And then they're like, what the
I'm just
fuck
gonna
is going
leave,
on?
and I'm gonna walk away.
Here is my idea.
I'm gonna go up to one of the guards.
As you attempt to walk away, Isabel, you get maybe like 20 feet before the same one perks up, says, "Stop! Come back!" and starts
Yeah.
to walk after you.
Look, they wanted to come out here. I escorted them. They have business. I don't. I'm gonna head on back to Badaki.
You have business with the Councilman Dur. You will remain here and see him as you have intended.
I was getting them to see him.
And
like,
he lowers the spear and points it at you.
Oh, right. Head back.
All right.
God damn it.
Now listen, my plan. We tell half truth. We are here because we had a recent werewolf invasion in Badaki. Bigdaki. I can't say that word.
Badaki, yeah.
So,
Badaki.
you know, we heard that there was an altar at the bottom, and we want to check it out and make sure it's not associated with our investigation.
Or just
Fuck, I think he's right.
actually are.
That another lie on top would be more difficult to maintain.
How about like assuming Isabel doesn't turn back into Isabel?
Yo.
Why don't we just tell them who the hell we actually are and why the hell we're here? Straight up, be honest. That's it.
I
Any
have to
objections?
agree with the Lakian for once.
It's not like they're gonna arrest us for being slaves.
I mean, sure, but I don't think they're going to let us in with that one. They might let us go, but they're not going to let us go in.
We're already seeing the councilman. That's
Yeah.
all we need to do for now.
Okay.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I
as
think,
long
I
as...
think, I think an exit plan is what we need right now.
Okay,
More than anything
yeah.
else.
Screw the pit. Let's just go.
And that's what
I
the
mean,
pit
at this point, they've already taken control, so there's no way we're gonna get in. Now, if maybe they weren't here, or maybe if there weren't as many, we could sneak in or take a look. But at this point, it
We
is.
got permission.
Equal, are we close enough to the pit to see in?
No, you
Oh,
are
no.
maybe 60 feet away, and there are like fences that have been put up, like makeshift like wire frames across the outsides.
I
will say you can like see over the far side, and you can see that people are like lowering themselves in and out of it.
Okay. That's enough for me.
I just realized that we're about to enter a very difficult, very complicated political situation, and I fucking used my fucking trait to scare a Lakian that I could have used to give me advantage on my persuasion checks.
Yes, you
Yes,
did.
you did.
Sweet.
Okay, remember that for next time.
I will not.
So yeah, is there anything else you guys want to do while you are waiting?
No.
Isabel's gonna panic slightly. Just be like, fuck, 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 fuck.
Okay.
Because
Sure.
she thought she was gonna like talk to some guards and like look over and then be like, all right, in quick, not like go talk to a dude who probably has magical defenses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So you guys are sat around waiting for maybe an hour and 40 minutes. The sun starts to set on this small encampment around the pit. And eventually, the same guard disappears back into the tent after something calls and returns out and says, "You have been invited into the tent. Please follow me. Keep your weapons steady, or steadied, like sheath." And he opens the doorway and just lets you enter.
No, thank you very much. And I'll walk in behind the rest of the group.
Okay. So as you all walk in, you all come
Doesn't
into
say
the
thank you.
into the
Thyra
tent.
whispers to Isabel, Zor wouldn't say thank you.
It's fine. Shut up.
I'm saying nothing. I'm just gonna walk ahead and stare daggers into Thyra again.
Okay, sure. As you all walk in, the two guards flank behind you and just remain posted behind either side of you guys, as you are on this small cluster of a grouping of people. As you walk in, you see the inside is like a large, like deep red, crimson-colored tent. There is a table in the middle of it. It is like a cloth. Like draped along the floor so as to not get sand up. So in the middle there is a table with a couple of chairs sitting around with a map on top of it of the area that you are in, and also a couple of different scrawlings dotted around on this table, and also two back ones in the corners. There are a couple of figures in here. The first is there is a female woman who looks to be in her late 20s with almost like orangey red skin, with hair that comes down in the front like this and back, and then as the hair comes back there are 3 buns posted along the back of her head, with each one slightly smoking. She wears like brownish red monk vestiges, and she has a quarterstaff strapped to the back. The other figure, who is leaning over the table with his arms on top of it, is a male orc who is about full orc, who's about mid-30s to late 30s.
Shit.
The sides of the head and most of the top are completely shaven, except for a long strip of black hair down the middle, which ends and goes into a long braid that falls from the back of the head straight down and is tied. And he has like a small goatee that's sort of like dangling off the bottom of his chin. He wears very, very expensive robes. They're like a mustardy color with like a thin embroidered gold inlay that runs all the way around the seams and all of the like fitted edges. And as you walk in, he is looking down at the table and looks up at you to see you all. Says nothing, just looks at you.
Quick question. The female, did you say what race she was?
Human.
I did not, but
She just
I
heated up.
think... No, you wouldn't know yet.
Not a
Like you
No,
halfling?
you said human looking.
No.
Yeah, she's human
But we
height.
don't know for sure.
Okay.
It's just that her skin is like slightly orangey red, and the hair just slightly smolders a little bit.
Gotcha.
Well,
Oh,
I
okay. I gotcha.
Recognize that.
Would I recognize that garb by chance?
Both of you make history checks.
That is a unnatural
17?
20. Unnatural 20 for me.
Okay. You don't recognize the person. You recognize the uniform. This individual is a representative of the Monastery of Fire. So each country in Emoris has its own monastery that represents a specific element within the Table of Equilibrium. The Table of Equilibrium is the general governing body that overlooks the whole continent. And they are split. They are just representatives from different monasteries, which act independently, but with a with bare supervision from the table. They have different ranks within themselves. With your dirty 20, you would recognize that this person is an Inquirator, which is about mid-range to mid-high. You gather that she has a certain degree of power, and they are very, well regarded across the countries that they reside in.
Okay. You said an Inquirator? Is that what you said?
Inquirator, yeah. Inquirator.
Alright.
Inquirator.
Okay.
As they both turn to look at you, and the orc male, who is large, he is a full orc, so he kind of out muscles most of you, except for maybe you, Thyra, who are fairly big. And he's just looking all of you over.
Who's
Anyone
talking?
saying
I figured
I-
Mazor would be.
I guess Mazor will stand up, or his folks will stand forward and go, "Councilman, it's an honor to meet you."
Excuse
Yeah.
me, sir, if you don't mind. We're the ones who found the pit. Maybe us four should do the
Yes.
talking?
Thank you, Thyra. Just before that, my name is Mazor. I am a target officer from Badaki. Came out here. Some of these folks were the ones who discovered the pit. Myself, I'm here to make sure there's no threat from the pit for my township, and I will let them tell their piece, and I'll take a step back.
What is your spell save DC, Isabel?
My spell save DC
Yeah.
is not very high right now. I think it's let me check. It's a 14.
Not terrible
Good to know.
It's not
for spell
not,
save.
Not terrible.
Mine's a
Okay.
14, and I'm a caster completely. So.
I'm a caster completely.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah,
And it's also a
he
plus.
looks over all of you and sort of straightens up a little bit. You see these large tusks protruding from the bottom lip. He
Are they
says,
bigger than mine?
"They are bigger than yours."
Are they bigger than mine?
Was he bigger than me?
Were they bigger? Were they bigger than the ones that felt like they were Alakian's mouth?
Yes.
That's a complicated question.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's
Are they
difficult
bigger
to
than the
tell,
ones
but you
then
gather that they're
that fake
pretty large.
Mazor has?
They are definitely bigger than the ones that fake Mazor has. Mazor has smaller ones than Thyra.
Facts.
Okay, I don't know.
Yeah,
I was checking tusk size.
as he straightens up and looks all you over, he says, "My name is Councilman. What is his name? Azogdul. This here to my right," and he beckons to the woman, "is Inquirator Hess of the Monastery of Fire." She
As in, like, Hess trucks?
is an H-E-S, Hess.
Okay.
Azogdul is spelled Urzogdul.
Get my
Okay.
As the woman is she's not like waving, but she seems to like grin a little bit at you and just smile politely. He says, "I have heard that you all have been inside the pit. Please elaborate."
Not really inside, but we saw the
We-
collapse.
We escaped the collapse.
Well, please inform us as to what happened.
Well, there was. Honestly, we don't know what the hell happened aside from we used to be like slaves to the guy that was putting on this arena show thing, and that like in the middle of all of this, it just everything started like shaking, like there was an earthquake.
Yeah.
And we unlocked the gates that were in there, and we got out. And then we ran to Big Dacky, and that's where we've been for the past 3 days. Until now.
Okay, he as you are talking to him, his facial expression does not change. It is what you saw Mazor be stony. This guy has a poker face like no other. It's completely blank, if the brow is not a little bit furrowed. He says, "Right, you are slaves here in the middle of nowhere. Is this correct?"
So you obviously kind of know.
Slaves is a loose term.
Well, we hadn't been
We
sold
were
yet.
abducted. We were kidnapped.
Have you heard the name Isaf Vija?
I hear a lot of names. I haven't heard that one.
What about Vija's Circus? Or what the hell was the name of that again?
Vija's Roadshow.
Vija's Roadshow. Okay.
He says,
Vija's Roadshow.
"With respect, I am dealing with a lot of higher problems in my daily life. I don't have time for slavers. What do you know about the pit?"
Well, we know that there's an altar in it.
We also know that I know that there's something missing from it.
Do you? And how do you know that?
I looked into the pit when it
You
was made.
weren't there, you didn't take it.
No. I wouldn't have been
No.
able to get down there and out.
You don't know what it was, do you?
I do not.
So you know nothing about anything here, is what you're telling me?
The only
I
thing I know is when the pit was formed, the neighboring town, I'm going to point to Big Mazor, became infested with werewolves.
Shortly thereafter.
I will step forward to be.
Shortly before.
Yeah, this is true. A little bit after we've started having a lycanthropic issue, these fine folks helped us out and helped kill him. And I think they're here to solve a mystery that's connected to them a little personally, if you're so inclined, Your Honor, to allow them.
It's bold of you to come in here personating a Kayeta to a councilman.
Well, no,
okay.
shut up, Alakian. I'm gonna say this: I did not expect to talk to you. It was nothing to come here. I got trapped in a lie, and frankly, I just hoped it worked out. It did not.
So I'm gonna come clean for my friend here, and well, to be quite honest, we did not expect to get in here.
Yeah,
to
honestly,
even
this
talk
is
with you.
This is
without
fucking-
having some kind of person in kind of power. As my friend said, we do have a personal connection to this, as it
Yes,
did
we do.
happen, and it is what happened to set us free from possible enslavement. So it's not that we were trying to deceive you so much as trying to get in here to talk with you about what you may have discovered.
He turns to his right to the woman next to him and starts whispering in the ear. Thyra, you would
Can I
hear
hear
this as your passive perception is high. He whispers to her, "When does the Archivist Echelon get here?" She replies, "They are about 2 days away." Right.
I'm sorry. When does who get here?
The Archivist Echelon.
Does that name ring a bell for me?
It would if you heard
didn't
it.
hear it.
Yeah, only.
Wait. Oh, it wasn't in common.
You
No, you
just
didn't
don't have
hear
a
it.
high enough passive perception to hear it.
Oh, okay.
What was the one for that?
Echelon.
Yes, Archivist Echelon.
Darn.
What's the passive perception that you're wanting?
It would be a 16.
Darn it,
As you are in such close proximity, but he's pretty used to this by now. He turns to the rest of you and says, "Right, I
So
don't
she said
have
2 days.
times." Yeah.
2 days, yeah.
He says, "I don't have time to deal with this. Let's continue with them. I have bigger things to worry about." The woman says, "Yes, absolutely. Please, if you would like to follow me, we will return to a different tent and we will continue our questions."
Councilman,
Please.
before you go, we're not quite as interested in the slavers as we are the man that fell into the pit that's not there anymore.
Oh yeah, that's a big problem.
She beat me to that one.
He has already began to walk off towards the back end of the tent. The other woman, who now as you get closer, you can see like this kind of like definite trail of smoke that's billowing from the back of her head. She says, "Please, all of your questions that I can answer will be appropriately done so, but not here. We must go to a different place."
Should I drop this at this point? Like honestly.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. I will drop it.
Yeah, as you drop it, you see him sort of turn around and take note of you and keep going.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go like, hey.
Yeah, and she goes to the front of you all and opens the tent and starts to walk out.
As we
Do
are
they get
walking,
surprised by the mystery person that walks through the tent? I guess the guards are in the room. Never mind.
They're in the room with you. They're behind you.
Yeah, never mind. I thought they were like, they were like, what the fuck is that? Never mind.
As we're walking through camp, Palakian is going to kind of like internally map out the camp if he can to a certain extent. Like from where we are now, not like whenever we got here, but like where we are now. Like as we're like just the area that we are traversing right now.
Okay, so make a survival check.
Okay. That is a 16.
Okay. You start to get a pretty decent idea of how this is mapped out.
As we're walking, I want to reach out to, what was her name? I forgot it already.
Inquirator Hess.
Hess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to touch her, but I want to get my hand close enough. Does she give off heat?
This is the fucking Raven Spire all over again, isn't it? As you pull your hand close, you see her actually start to look back at you, but keep going. As you get your hand close, it does seem to emanate a slight heat onto your palm.
Hey, have you
Would
ever
I
had a
recognize
taco?
this race?
Yeah, that was my question there.
I mean, you would probably recognize most races, so I would say yes. You have a vague understanding, although none of you will probably ever seen one. This is a fire genasi.
I figured. Okay. So, are the monasteries, like you said that they're pertaining to the elements, each element?
Mm-hmm.
Are they only, like, are the higher-ups only genasi of the corresponding element?
No.
Okay.
They are people, and they aren't just monks. They are an array of people. They are fighters, rogues, monks. They train a lot of people. It's just that each one is named and specializes in a specific type. But yeah, everyone has an array of whatever, and races.
Okay.
Yeah, and she leads you out of the tent and down around to the other end of the pit, where you do find a smaller tent that she leads you into on the way.
Does Chaos like her? Do I get a feeling like Chaos enjoys her presence in some way?
You don't really get any conversation or sense from it. It is remaining fairly quiet for now. I mean, you haven't spoken to it, so...
Yeah. I will ask it internally what he thinks of the situation. See if he responds. Everything that's happened.
Yeah, he... oh, well, not he. It does not respond.
Yeah. Alright. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, so, she leads you around the outskirts of the pit, and you can see, as you are walking, there are guards posted at the fence, looking inwards to prevent any people from getting in, and some of them do block your view, but you do get glimpses of people like hanging from ropes, trying to examine the main entranceway to this large room, and also certain people are examining the main like altar-looking thing that is there, and with a couple like ducking around the outskirts and stuff like that. But she leads you over to a tent. It takes about 5 minutes to walk all the way down there, and as you come in, the two guards that flank you all the way. It is a smaller, maybe 20 feet by 20 feet tent, with just a table and a chair on one side of the table and a chair on the other. As she walks in and sits down on the far end, two more guards come from the back, and just stand there inside. She says,
Alright. I guess this is where we get tortured for all our information or some shite. And I'll sit in front of
No,
her.
please, we do not torture anyone here. We are just trying to search for information at the moment. That is all. So, tell me about this slavery ring that you were a part of.
Well,
We fought a butterfly,
they-
a twig,
A twig.
and what was the last thing? Oh, and a demon as well. Butterfly,
Was
twig,
it the
demon.
devil?
Might have been a devil, aye.
All right, again. God damn it. I think he's gonna cut in again.
Okay.
And
What
I
happened?
already fucked us all up, man. I'm just making jokes at this point to
Fucking-
lower the tension. Really, that's what I'm here for at this point, aye.
could you do me a favor
Oh.
and stop trying to? I'd rather take this seriously if you wouldn't mind.
I am capable of doing that, LK, and I think you know that.
Fair enough. Just shut up.
Fuck you too.
All right, fine, whatever. I'm gonna turn to Inquisitor Hess and the Sturgis. Which one was the Sturgis again? Because I've got Sturgis and Quasar, are the two that I knew.
Yeah,
Sturgis
the
were the
Sturgis
butterfly,
small
Quasit was
bat-like
the-
creatures, and the Quasits were the little devils.
Okay. I'll tell her about those, and then I'll tell her about the little monster trees that we fought.
Okay. Yeah. So you.
I'm gonna like quickly tell her like there were basically 3 rounds before we escaped. The first one was like basically sentient trees, but they were like small. I've never fought them before. I don't know what they are. But the second thing we fought were Sturges, and the third we fought 2 Quasits. Basically, the whole idea was Esoph, the main head guy, was trying to show to the to the
Potential
spectators,
buyers.
the spectators, that we were valuable enough to where we could be bought at a fairly high price.
Right. Okay. And she, as you are saying this, she takes down a variety of different notes on some parchment. She says, "So when you are done with this fighting, how did you escape?"
Well, we had a friend by the name of
Beggit.
Beggett.
Beggett.
Yep, by the name of Beggett. Basically, he was in the area looking for his lost daughter. Thought he might be able to find her in this slavery ring, and he helped pick the locks to the doors to help us get through and get out.
And
The ground
this-
started shaking and cracking before we were able to get out the doors.
Aye, it was certainly an experience.
I see. So there were some earthquakes before you escaped,
Yes,
and
I-
these
Aye.
people did not chase you at all.
they all
I think-
fell into the pit.
I think they're all panicking about the tent area and falling into a giant hole in the ground.
And none of them survived. No.
Well,
I'm not
Not
sure.
Not that we were,
we have no
Um,
idea.
not
we
that we're sure
literally-
of.
We got out and we just ran. It was nipping at
As
our
soon
heels.
as we got
the
out,
entire
we
way.
went to Big Dacky and told
I
the
shot some. I did shoot some of them down the pit there after they fell in. Full disclosure.
What magic do you use?
I don't know how to describe it. I think the closest thing I've heard is warlock. I think.
There were markings on some of the bodies, but nothing from any warlock we have ever encountered before. So that
What
may
type of-
explain-
Markings.
Well, it would appear that there is a new type of organic matter that left residue on the bodies. I don't know if-
Yeah. Those are That is me. Oh.
It is strange, but noted. Thank you.
Aye. In
Well-
interest of honesty, with You're searching for information, eh?
I must ask, do you know anything of what you see down in the hole down there, or is this all new
No.
to you?
Just
No.
there's the altar that's a big friend there, so, and just all the bodies and just short.
The
Because
only-
honestly, fuck them.
The only things we have are assumptions.
History.
And you
Yeah.
have not been down there at all? You have stayed up here, yes?
No.
Yeah.
Correct.
However, we would be more than happy to go down there. We are quite skilled. Have you run into any snags in your
Investigation.
Operation.
investigation?
Investigation. Better word than I chose. Aye.
Well, as I'm sure you are aware, Councilman Dool does not deal with any regular matters of
Of course not. That
slavery
would
or
be-
anything like this.
that would
This
be
is
below
a major find. We are bringing in a representative of the archivist echelon to help discern what the nature of this hit
Who-
is, but
If you don't mind me asking, who's coming here from the echelon?
it is an elven man. His name is
Wow.
Yisik. I don't know if you
Would
know
I
him.
recognize either one of those two phrases, either the name or the archivist echelon?
Make a history check.
Can I make a history check for the archivists
Yes.
since I'm trained in that? Yeah. Okay.
None of you would recognize the name.
No. That's a 14 from me.
Is
19 for me.
Sure. The archivist echelon is a leading, sort of. It's funded by the Table of Equilibrium. It is monitored by them, and it is a magical research and preservation organization. Essentially, what they are keepers of innate magical lore based around the continent. And they help the monasteries to record new histories, specifically when it comes to magical items or anything that is not, normal.
Yay!
you sure that he's the only one coming?
I have not heard of any others. Why?
I have friends there. Just wanted to know if any of them might be coming.
Well,
What are their names, Wade? Tell the names and maybe they're with the entourage.
What one is Asmin? Asmin Yavadi.
no, I have not been in contact with an Asmin Yavadi.
Well, she's actually pretty good at magic, so a little surprised you haven't heard of her, but okay.
Well, if I do, I will remember that you told me about her. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Wade. Nice to meet you.
Surname?
And Water.
She writes it down.
Weighted water.
Oh my god.
I love it.
Yeah, and she goes around each of you and asks your name, and writes them all down. Giving a fake
Yeah.
name.
Absolutely, yeah. Marianne Townsend.
Okay.
I like Ian Will as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
Marianne Townsend.
Maybe my name is fake.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
I'll never tell.
And what name are you giving Alekian?
Hercus? Fuck. What the hell's not that name?
I believe it's Hercus Athronus.
Freeze.
Yes.
Free's
yes,
gonna
that.
say Violet.
Okay.
Violet,
Wow, so many people lying about their name.
Strange that Free would.
Yeah, I'm fed by free. I'm
Yeah,
not surprised
as
by
you,
me or Lakin.
As you say the name Violet, she sort of gives like an eyebrow. That is a strange name for someone of your pigment. But pretty nonetheless. And she writes it down.
Thank you.
As she finishes up the questioning, she says, "Oh, so please remain here, and I will go and consult Councilman Dool about how soon we can authorize your departure from here."
Very good.
Inquirator, are you coming back here by chance?
I will.
Will you be,
yes.
will you be coming back here yourself? Okay.
And she gets up and she goes outside and is out there for a couple of minutes and then comes back in. She says, "A guard has been elected to send word for Councilman Dool to come here."
All right.
Thank
So
you.
I am sorry that I am not authorized to answer many questions, but you have to understand we are in strict confidence here, and I would appreciate your silence to the outside world for now.
I understand you can't answer many questions about the pit, but I have a couple other questions for you.
Yes.
Could everybody else step out for a minute?
I am afraid this is not possible in
No,
our
not
current
not not
circumstances.
not the guards. Just my comrades here.
Oh,
Could they maybe wait outside?
Yes, and she walks past you out. Then you hear a little bit of talking, and she comes back and says, "This group of guards is willing to accompany you outside for a few minutes. If this is
I'm
okay
gonna
with
look
the
at
group."
everyone and just be like, I have some personal matters to discuss if you guys don't mind.
All right. Fuck it. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go locally flirt with some guards who honestly probably want to kill us a little bit. Walk outside and do exactly that. I want to make one of them
Fair
very
enough.
uncomfortable because fuck these guys.
I'm gonna stand just outside the tent, like as close as I can get. I'm gonna listen to the conversation.
Go
Oh,
make a perception check.
oh.
I'm thinking about doing the same thing, to be honest.
Can I roll for my aggressive flirting?
Sure, roll a charisma check, just a general charisma.
Well, this guy's fucked. That's a 21.
I'm not even gonna roll
Oh
for it.
Lord.
Okay, we'll get to that and see how that goes.
Yeah.
I am gonna go find. Is there any like guards on break nearby? Like not too far off, but like people sitting around a campfire or by the water cooler.
There are a couple of
The
people
medieval water cooler.
sitting around, like on a bench, maybe 90 feet off.
I'm gonna talk to them, but I can wait until Esper does his thing.
As you go to walk up to them, the guards put a hand out and stop you, and just prevent you from going anywhere.
Okay, I was just gonna talk to them, but it's all right.
Yeah, the one that's next to you says, "I am sorry. Please remain here for the time being."
Okay.
So back to Lakein.
So I'm gonna talk like actual stage whisper because I don't really want like the guards. I understand have to be there, but I don't want. I'm trying to get it to where they can't overhear it and then them look at me differently. If that makes sense. If there's a way to do that. If it's not, then so be it.
I mean, you talk in pretty hushed whispers. You don't know if anyone's listening in.
Okay. I am going to go in full detail if in the span of time that I have. As to the dream that I had last night.
Okay. Thara, what was your perception roll?
18.
18. Okay, sure. So yeah, as you explain the dream and what happened, Hess has a puzzled look on her face. But you see, whereas Councilman Dool is very stony and presents a very well done poker face. Her not so much. She seems to be like kind of into the story, and she kind of like leans forward a little bit as you tell it. I mean, she is a professional and she has a certain, you know, a certain distance that she keeps, but she does seem interested in the story. After you finish, she says, "That is incredible. That is a wonderful dream."
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it was necessarily a dream.
And how do you mean this?
Let's just say that when I woke up, I could do things that I couldn't do before, and I feel like it was related to this vision that I had overnight.
And what is these things that you can do?
Well, up until this morning, I could not speak or understand Orcish. But shortly after I woke up, my companion, well, we had more or less, she wasn't speaking Orcish, but I was able to have an almost full conversation in Orcish, as well as understanding a conversation she had.
I must say, if no offense is meant, but you do not seem to be very close with one another, no? This group is new?
No, we as I told you, we basically were put into slavery and forced to fight side by side. It's not like we have close-knit bonds with each other, but it's just that we were thrown into these circumstances and we made the best of it.
I see. Well, I must say I know very little about this story that you say. There is a library in the Monastery of Fire in Hafjodi if you would require its usage, but you will need to be a monastery member to enter or get the permission of one. Otherwise, I may recommend the Archivist Echelon is fairly good for magical books in history. If you wish to seek out this.
I would definitely like to, yes. So, my question for you is, have you heard of anything like this? Have you read of anything like this before?
Personally, no. I have several other things that I have researched or specialized in the past, but sadly I have not heard of past people becoming you or anything like this. I'm sorry I cannot be of much more help than this.
I appreciate your help. And what was the name of the archivist that's coming?
Yssik. It's Yssik. Yep.
Okay.
How much of that conversation was I able to get?
You got most of it. You heard when he was describing the dream. You heard him ask about wanting to look into it further, and her recommending. With her speaking, you heard almost all of what she said. I will say you didn't hear like the most intimate things, the bits that he was remaining the most quiet about, which I will let Alakian decide on his own. Probably most of the stuff about him confessing, you know, how he feels and his suspicions about it.
Yeah.
But you got most of it. You know, you get a pretty good idea of what he's talking about.
And probably like the exact details of like the different lives, like the specifically.
Oh no, I remember your dream. I have rewatched it like 5 times. I remember your dream.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, specifically the like having a family part, and then the then I can't say goblin, but the like I guess mainly probably
Dragonborn and the monks.
descriptions. Yeah, the descriptions of the actual people is probably what I would have been most quiet about. So.
Yeah. After this is concluded, the guards are signaled to come back in, and you are all allowed back inside of the tent.
Before we go back in, I'm gonna use my staff. I'm gonna pull it out, just kind of bang it on the ground a little bit. Not really hard. And I'm gonna sprout a bouquet of daffodils that start like a deep red, and then to orange, to where it kind of looks like fire.
Okay, cool. Yeah, as you are all beckoned back in, Farah taps the staff, and the flowers start to sprout from the ground, and she picks them up.
Is one of the guards
Isabel,
very uncomfortable?
He's not uncomfortable, but the three of them are all sort of like scowling and shaking their heads and going, as one of them is like, yeah, so I don't mean to brag, but once I helped kill a bear.
Really? A bear?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I killed a
Just me
were-tiger
and,
and a werewolf 6 seconds after the other.
Oh.
Kill the bear.
And a bear. And I also killed a bear.
Well,
And a couple people.
That's
Not bandits, not worried about it.
You know, I like strong women, I do. So, yeah, as you all like start
Is he attractive? Is he attractive at all? Or
he's not really.
Is he attractive at all?
He's maybe like a 4 out of 10. He's got like big bushy eyebrows that kind of meet too close in the middle and start to form a little bit of a unibrow.
I mean, I'm sure he's better looking than the dude from the daffodil stump.
Almost definitely, yes.
Yeah. Alright, it's just like, right, I was planning on making one of you uncomfortable as revenge for wasting our goddamn time.
And yeah, you all come back in.
Yeah. I'm gonna stare at Thyro like, this was a mistake, this was a mistake, this was a mistake.
She's just kind of looking at him, nodding her head.
So yeah, you're all led back in. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk to her about?
Yes. I'd like to thank you for your time. And I know you have more important things to do than babysit the lot of us. And I will give her the bouquet of flowers that I just made.
Yeah, she takes it. As you were casting it, you did get a few like weird looks from the guards. One of them was like a little bit jumpy and started to react a little bit too soon and lower his spear. But as he saw it was flowers, backed off. And as you hand it over, she sort of eyes the guards a little bit, like glares at them a tiny bit and says, "Thank you very much. This is very nice. Ah, thank you. I will make sure they are taken care of."
You said she glared at the guards?
She gave them a look.
Okay. Does it look like she's sincere about, like, actually being happy for the gift? Judging by the glances she gave to the guards.
Make an insight check.
16.
She looks pretty happy about it.
Okay.
You get the sense that she was more so looking at the guards to be like, you allowed this, as you would know from Wade's attempt to cast invisibility, magic here from outsiders is prohibited.
Okay. Gotcha.
But she looks happy that she has flowers now.
Alright.
Isabel will kind of go, Miss Hess, I'd like to apologize for, impersonating an officer, trying to lie past the councilman, and probably committing 4 crimes just by walking in here.
Yeah, she like grins a little bit and looks down. She says, "Yes, I know when you have magical means, it can be appealing to protect yourself."
Well, it's just more the fact that we weren't expecting to talk to the fucking councilman. I thought we'd be allowed in or turned away.
He is very intimidating, I will admit, but I trust that he will not push you at all. He knows who you are, so he he is aware of your abilities. So
I have a quick question.
Is really not.
yes.
Were there no survivors? Did you find nobody alive in the pit when you arrived?
Well, I am not at liberty to discuss the specifics of what we found, but by the time we got here, we were a few days late compared to when the event happened, so it is very possible that certain events may have occurred.
What would be the closest town to here? Like, how far away would it be?
Well, I believe that it is Big Taki where you are from, yes?
That's where we went. That's not where we're from.
That's
I
where we came
assume-
from.
Well, that's where
From
we came from now.
Here to there to. I'm from Inrot. Inrot.
Oh, well, en route is about a week away, so you may travel there in time, yes. I assume the real Mazur is still in Big Daki.
Yes, he's still very much alive. Not
Yeah,
so
he's
much
fine.
well because he's got a hangover. He's got a hangover, but
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
That sounds
got
so
a
much more
hungover now.
dirty.
He went and got a hungover, boys.
he went got a hangover.
Well, we will bring him in and see what he knows as well, just for expense of knowledge, but
Perhaps don't
Just-
tell him I impersonated him as well. I don't think he'd take kindly to that. And I kind of like the man. He's nice.
Just to
Make a
give you
persuasion
bit of a
check.
heads up.
Okay.
Oh wait.
Fuck. Yeah, fuck. That's 25. Eat a dick.
yeah, she grins at you and says, "I will refrain from this information." Yes.
All right.
So just to give you a bit of a heads up, he's probably not going to know much more than we will. Probably even less, because he didn't come here himself. He sent a couple of his guards here, who very shortly after turned out to
Turned
be
into a werewolf.
in the first place. So
Well,
he is actually short-handed. He is solo running the Target
this
office
is
in Big Daddy.
unfortunate, but it is the monastery's job to know of these events, so we will question him about that as well. So I appreciate you
As you wish.
alerting us.
Where did you find that?
So yeah, you
Sorry, stuck in my
you talk
head.
for a little while more, and eventually a guard comes back with the familiar large orcish form of Councilman Urzok Duel right behind him, and that's where we're going to end the episode. So we're going to end it there, and we'll pick up next week with you guys talking to Councilman Duel.
Again.
Good luck with that.
That did
and
not
we'll
go the way I
see-
thought it would.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna walk in. They'll be like, hey, like only like you're not supposed to be here. Go away. Then we would like sneak in and like steal some uniforms, not be
I-
sent to the fucking councilman.
Fucking
Well,
told you.
That threw a
that-
wrench in my plan.
I said tell the truth.
As did I.
I
was
Isabel
going to
is a
say
liar by
that I
nature.
was. I fell into the. I was one of the people that escaped, but then it just kind of went out of hand.
Yeah.
I don't think any of
You
us knew
may,
exactly what's going on.
You may draw your own conclusions from the immense authority that is present here, but I'm sure we will get to that in time. But for the meantime, we're going to end the stream, and we'll pick up next week. So, thank you everyone for watching. It's been real.
Thank
it's been
you.
fun. And we will pick up
Bye.
in a week's time for the rest of the story. So, I guess let's keep making stories together, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, all the moms.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, dad
All
and mom.
moms.
Bye, my own mom.
All
Bye,
chat.
mom.